Yes. My
What kind of Wi-Fi do
stupid,
you
dumb
have?
idiot. The bad Wi-Fi. That's the kind of Wi-Fi I have. The kind that makes me upset. That's the kind of Wi-Fi I have.
Shit, I have
If
fiber
you,
optic.
according to this, I've walked a decent amount, so I can stream if you wait for me
There
to
it
get
goes.
home.
You just went, yeah, it just went back up.
Well, it didn't go back up. I just started a new stream. But, yeah.
Well, I
Oh.
meant,
Well, if you
that's what I
started a
meant.
new stream, then do I want to go back or not? I'll just head back.
Just
I
keep
can't
walking
decide.
if you want, Kamui. It's
Go
fine.
back to, what do you mean go back?
He's walking
Home, because I've
outside.
been walking.
Hey, I have a question, Kamui. Why don't
What?
you stream on your main?
Because nobody watches consistently, and all it's done is hurt the channel, realistically speaking.
But if you keep doing it, I mean, and keep going, I mean, but wait. Well, let me ask you this first. Then, why do you think that's the case?
Well, why I think nobody watches consistently is just based off looking at the stream numbers. The only times people actually hopped on stream.
No, I mean,
Are
like, why do you
for
think that
chapter
they? Why do you think that they don't care to watch you live stream?
because they don't show up for the live stream.
Okay.
I'll make polls. If 300 people will say I'll be there, and then like 10 will show up.
Yeah, I was about to ask when's the last? What have you? How many times have you live streamed on your account, on your main?
Oh, probably at least 10. I don't know how many exactly.
What was like your max viewers in?
The first one I ever did, which I had like 160 or something. And then the second one I did, I had over 100 as well. But then
Okay.
after that, it was never like it's very good. The
Well,
next highest was when I had like 60 for some chapter read-alongs, but then half the time it was like 10 viewers. So it's just
how long have you had your channel?
like it's probably been like a year and a half, 2 years or something.
Oh, I mean, you gained 10K in
2
that.
years, yeah.
I mean, you should have actives in, or is it just did you like stop posting a lot, stop uploading a lot, or consistently?
That's what's ruined me. I would honestly speaking,
Damn.
I blame various job related things, but if I
Yeah.
hypothetically just didn't work, I was just irresponsible, and I was like, I'm just going to do YouTube. I would not be surprised if I had 50 to 100K subs right now. It's just honest truth.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Because I was growing just fine, but every time I had something where I was inconsistent, things stalled, and I got it back, and then it stalled, and I got it back, and then I've just been inconsistent for like the last 6 months to a year, or something like that. And I'm trying to like fix it, but it's kind of just like it is what it is. But yeah, so now instead of getting like 30 to 70K views on average, it's like I'm getting like 6.
I mean, I think if you start back consistently, what I think you should do might help your channel is start reviewing the chapter every month.
I do.
Oh.
In fact, that's all I've been doing for the last several months.
See, well, okay, well then I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sit there and tell you what to do. I mean, obviously, you know more than me, but
well, usually Kamui does wait until the next chapter to post the chapter review, but
I mean, realistically, I should post twice a week. Again, the problem is like there's a lot of things between work, podcasting, obsessive nature with scripts where I just put so much thought into them, blah blah blah, and I just can't make them that fast anymore because I take too long to make each video, and that's what I'm trying to work on.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I've stalled so long on wanting to start a podcast or a channel is just because work related things and just I mean, because I've always known like I'm pretty informed and and Naruto, Boruto, and Dragon Ball. I mean that's about it. But I don't know. I just never. I don't know. It's not that I didn't have the passion. It's just I didn't think it was the right time. I guess. I don't know.
Oodie, where
A
he's
lot
just
of
waiting.
things go into it, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's not even necessarily waiting. Well, it is waiting for reasons.
I will also say there is the possibility that Two Blue Vortex just angers me so much that it decreases my drive, but I don't think that's really what's holding me back.
See, honestly, even even talking to y'all, I think that y'all both still kind of like hate on it a little too much than I think. I don't think y'all give it enough credit. It's well, I ain't gonna say part one, but you know, Two Blue Vortex. I mean, I know it. Obviously, it has its problems, but I mean, you know, I don't know.
Well, we're having fun
I think
with
it's just
it.
overhated.
We're just having fun with it. We're not hating it for the sake of hating it, and hating it isn't even popular to do anyways.
I know that's what I'll go for, yeah.
Yeah, like we want to love it, and we've said this before that we go into every chapter with the expectation that it's gonna be good. Yeah.
The thing is, the problems in Two Blue Vortex are just more aggravating than the problems in part one.
Sorry, I didn't hear like that last 20 seconds.
I guess Oodie, go first then.
Yeah, what was I saying? We don't hate it to hate it. Like, we're not looking to hate it. We're going into it expecting it to be good. I mean, it is Naruto after all, and so.
Well, no, I didn't. I'm not saying y'all are hate it, or hating on it, but I'm just, I don't know. I really, I meant like in general, like the fandom, I guess. But I know that y'all are sarcastic a lot too.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, we are into like certain other people
and like
that Kamui knows who would just like say something and then just groan about it and then move on, and it's not even a problem in the first place. No, we're only hating on things that, in our opinion, deserve the hate. Like, we're specifically finding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not that we're finding things to critique. It's that the things to critique are there, and we're commenting on the things to critique. We're not just commenting on random things
I'll say
and critiquing them.
One of the main reasons why I loved y'all's streams when I first found y'all is because y'all critique the only things that need to be critiqued. You know what I mean? Or like the most important ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's, yeah, I mean, obviously, no fucking manga is going to be perfect, but
yeah, exactly.
They definitely could.
The problems it has are just more aggravating than any problems we had in part one, which aren't that many anyway. But the Two Blue Vortex one, like Jura leaving, is just so annoying by comparison.
It's just it's so like. It's almost like they're in this. It's like they don't know exactly how they really want to go about it yet.
Yeah,
just like they're trying to troll us.
Like they're second guessing a lot of things, if that makes sense.
I mean, the end of part one was a little bit unforgivable, but like, even like, there's a lot of anime. Freaking Mob Psycho. I can sit here for an hour and critique it. I can critique Naruto all day long, but I can forgive those critiques. Just because they're critiques doesn't mean they're a big deal or bad or holding the story back or holding it down or making it worse. It's just like even silly things that the author probably didn't even think of. That it's just a plot hole, but it doesn't actually change the story. It has no impact. It's, if anything, just like an Easter egg of badness. If anything, like I can do the same thing with False Perfections. There's little quirks here and there, which was my own anime.
Actually,
doesn't mean it's not good.
That's actually a really good way to put Kublai. It's like an Easter egg
of badness.
And like when it comes to like our Naruto rewrite topics,
but to me,
what those are.
But to me, it makes it at the same time it makes it more interesting though at a level. But it's still annoying.
Mm-hmm. So Kamui, I would say, maybe I'm just speaking for you here, but I don't think Two Blue Vortex annoys or frustrates you. I don't think that's the correct word to use, even if it does to a degree. I think it's more so that it hasn't captured your attention like a different story would, that would really give you the inspiration or motive or drive to want to make videos about it. It's not that you are disinterested in making videos about it, it's that you're uninterested in making videos about it because it's not making you interested.
See, the problem, I think, like, the thing is, I'm like, for example, some stuff like I am interested. So it's like I'm interested in all, especially when it comes to the theory stuff. I'll be interested, but I think I'm just less passionate about the story overall. That it makes me like not as go go go.
You mean like Kaguya?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's making me less Kaguya.
Only OGs know that reference. I love it.
Right, I'm gonna disconnect for a minute while I switch things over, just as a heads up.
Yeah, at least you get the choice of when you do it. Took you a while to get
funny.
it.
Alright, hold on. Bear with me for a few minutes. Talk about whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Luke, so you had some more topics?
I can't even think of the ones because I came up with them on top of my head.
Oh, okay. Here, we just go to our DMs and see. So, where'd the picture go? What?
Well, I can't because I'm on my phone.
Oh snap! Shout out Jordan.
One of them was pretty good though. I just can't remember it right now.
Yeah, well, here, I can get it for you, but first we have to do.
Yeah. Well, I am driving too right now, so.
Okay, fair enough. But we have I think it's a super chat.
I mean,
is this the? Oh, this is the other. Okay, we go to this stream chat. Shout out Jordan Avant, not Ava, but Avant. I should have known that. Silly me. With the $10 and the 20 and the balloon. Weird how they made a yellow balloon for the yellow background. Jordan, did you choose this balloon or did they just throw it on there? And what's up with the 20? What is this? Yeah, I don't. Anyways, I wonder what future chapters will Boruto get more people on his side soon. P.S. I hate Kawaki. I used to respect him and feel sorry for him, but now not so much. Kawaki is just despicable now. Thoughts?
On the end part, I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, honestly, I've never liked Kawaki that much as a character, but I mean, I can relate. You know, I mean, I see why people like him though, because you know, you can relate to him. But yeah, he's just to me, he's just a dickhead. Like he's kind of like almost. It's almost like they write him to make him unlikable to me.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like fucking Donzo, honestly.
You can go back on this.
Not to that extent.
That's hilarious. You can go back on this channel and see videos.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing that you said about Boruto? Something about getting people on his side.
Yeah. Which chapter do you think Boruto will get more people on his side? You think it's gonna be next chapter or a couple chapters? Do you think it's gonna be trickling slowly?
Since they said that they're not gonna like slow down the pace, I think maybe by the end of end of 14.
Dang. Okay.
Well, I would say that at the earliest, and
yeah, the Wi-Fi again. Yeah, chat. I know.
Yeah,
chat.
I saw the stream crash.
Okay. I think we're good this time.
And I was cooking too. Not really.
You know, the first two and the fourth time I saved it. Couldn't save it that third time, but hey, this time it looks like it worked out. So at least, how did chat even notice? Is it because the reconnecting thing up here and they just saw that? It's weird how they can see that. Because that means that I'm not connected for them to see it.
On YouTube, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like how would it be on YouTube? What is it? What did they see?
I literally just went and checked, and I saw that it crashed at 47 minutes in. So like I don't know. Well, probably because live stream is not completely live, right? You're behind by a couple seconds, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. And then you're also here, so maybe that's it. Either way, so shout out Jordan, of course. So, oh, the stream buffers. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. A 2-minute buffer is crazy. I don't think it was actually true. I was trying to freaking.
All right. Well, let me. Who do you? Is Kamui? I guess he's not here. I mean, he's here, but I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. We can just keep talking about this. So yeah, so what were you saying about when you think? You said at the end of 14. Who do you think's gonna be on his side at the end of 14?
Said at the. Yeah, I was about to ask you that, but if I had to choose, like, I mean, that's kind of hard, but like out of the characters that's like present, like that's like right now, like that's. I don't mean like Ino or well, she already is, but I'm trying to think actually.
Ino would be interesting. I would
It's
like.
Actually, I really can't. I mean,
I would like it if Ino
it's not going to be
wasn't.
Konohamaru. I mean,
it'd be really interesting if Ino stayed against Boruto because of the clash that they would have with Shikamaru there. They already have that a little bit with Kawaki and Shikamaru, but like that isn't really there yet. So yeah. I will say, Jordan, I have washed my hands of Kawaki as well. And so if you want to like or hate Kawaki, if you just type in Kawaki in the channel, just search for him, his name, you see all the Kawaki videos. There's a heck lot of them in support and hatred of them now. Yeah, I'm washing my hands of him too. Screw that guy. Until they make him right, of which, so it's probably too late. But if they do it, then I just can't wait to see. But yeah. A lot of Kawaki videos. Especially these up here.
I have a question. Do you think that any of the Shinju would devour any of their targets? And if you do, which ones do you think might be?
In terms of most to least likely, Ada's the least likely to me. Konohamaru might be the most likely, and then it's a toss-up between Naruto and Sarada. Probably just Sarada, considering she's in the story right now. But I imagine if Naruto comes back, he's more likely to be consumed than Sarada would be. So it just depends if they're going to bring Naruto back sooner rather than later. Either way,
that's actually a good point.
Either way, there's no shot they just leave him in Daikokutin forever. Can you imagine? And Boruto ends, and he's still in Daikokutin. No, he's coming back, bro.
Like I said on the other stream, I think Naruto will be back at like the end, like the last chapter, like the last couple chapters maybe. Because I mean, unless they're gonna use him as a Shinju, there is no other reason he would be brought back. Unless he just gets devoured and then he's dead. So
I'll ask this as a poll in chat. Do you think Konohamaru is going to be consumed? Yes or no?
Wait, actually, what will happen if they do consume their targets? Will they just like merge, or will they like become more human, or will they like? Is that like how they're going to try to like find their actual identity, or like? Is that like? See, it's so many questions. I don't know. It is very interesting though.
They'll definitely gain their identity, or think they will, or realize that they don't.
I know, but like what?
Well, but that's an interesting thing, though.
Like I just can't imagine like how they'll change if they do though. Like what? Like will they just turn like good? Like will they just be like? Will they end up fighting the other Shinju with or that would actually be. I don't know. I don't know.
That does not sound kind of.
I mean, the way the story's going. If something like that don't happen, they're gonna all lose anyway. I mean, Boruto can't even beat Jura, so, and he's the strongest one. So I mean,
yeah, I think it's really interesting because if one of the Shinju devour their targets, first of all, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, if it just turns into a divine tree and consumes the world, and that's just the end of that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think once one of them consumes their targets, they're going to tell the others the results of that. Whether it is, I gained my identity, or it didn't work. In which case, all the other Shinju are going to know it didn't work, and they're no longer going to pursue their identity. Maybe even turn against Jura for wasting their time and effort, or whatever, risking their lives.
See, that's where I was kind of getting at, to where like if a couple of them do end up consuming their the human, then that they will end up turning against Jura.
There could be
because it ends up making them like more human and like and how what I mean.
Yeah, there could be like a desperation aspect to where, oh well, he didn't get his target, but I really want to devour mine, so surely I must get something, and so they're just gonna keep doing it anyways. I can imagine Hidari especially.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah, Hidari especially is probably just gonna go after.
To me, I'd rather like two Shinju do like consume and then they help fight Jura or something. Because as of right now, who can beat Jura even if they all team up? It would have to be the other Shinju, like to help fight with Boruto or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or maybe Kashin Koji too.
Have you seen The Promised Neverland?
No.
Okay. Well, then I guess the next question's pretty obvious. Have you read the manga?
No.
Okay.
I've heard of it, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
In the Promised Neverland manga, I'll give as minimal spoilers as possible. So there's like these things who can eat their own species and like gain things from them, and that's what they do whenever like one of them dies. And so there's one moment where like one of these creatures loses their family member and they're like crying and sad about it. And then out of nowhere it's a shocking thing, but like they just start devouring them, almost like an instinctual thing. And I can imagine other animals do this as well. Like maybe foxes will eat their children if they die out of a trauma response or whatever. Spiders, don't they eat their children, or their children eats, I don't know, something eats something?
No, certain spiders eat the male, the male spider that they just had.
Yeah, there's some other species that eat their young. Definitely though.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's actually, so obviously he's taken. Well, when did this manga come out?
The Promised Neverland, it came out a while ago, a couple of years ago, like maybe 10 years ago.
So obviously he's taken some ideas from that.
It's very possible, yeah. It could definitely be interesting. I think also if you've seen Made in Abyss, have you seen that?
I'll be honest. I'll tell you all the anime I've seen or manga I've read. I've Naruto, obviously, Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer, Death Note, Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it.
All the battle show.
And I tried to start One Piece, but I don't know.
I mean, since you've seen all like the longer anime, you might as well spruce up the list with a couple of the shorter ones, just since it's a breeze to get through them in comparison. Yeah. Why watch 1,000 episode anime when you can watch 100 10-episode animes?
Yeah, that's true.
I like doing it that way, yeah. That being said, in Made in Abyss, again, minimal spoilers, there's this one character named Faputa who like isn't human, but she like has humanity, but like she goes about it in a very animalistic way. And so she'll like make friends with you and then like sniff you or like bite you just to like get your taste, but like in a friendly way. I don't know, like foxes do this, or not, like what's coyotes in particular will especially do this. Yeah, their mouth is almost like another hand for them. So yeah. I watched that one deer anime. That's crazy, Darshigage. My first anime was Madoka Magica plus Rebellion.
Hey.
Shout out Ash.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah. First anime is Inuyasha. Okay.
And whenever I set it up to where I'll be able to start live streaming on YouTube by tomorrow. Can you like live stream? Can you do it together, or is that a thing?
I don't know. At the very least, we could both go live at the same time.
Yeah. I didn't know if you could. Yeah, obviously you probably can't collab like live stream.
I think it does it in a weird way, almost like, have you done Instagram Live? I think it's like that.
Yeah. Well, there wouldn't be no point then. I mean, I'll just,
Darashikage, I don't know about Elusive Samurai for this season. I've heard this season's not too great. I think Cam said that. But I have heard very good things about like the Witch of Wisteria or whatever that is. Haven't checked it out. I've just heard good things. But I don't know if that means it's actually good, because I can imagine if it's good for those who like Dungeons and Dragons, which I not really interested in that. So I don't know if it's actually good. Like, I don't like isekai, so I don't know. It's really iffy to me. But I hear it's beautiful. It's really not. That's funny. Slime is cool, but in season 3, so slow. Okay. If Boruto TBV Vortex looks like Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, that's crazy. I bet you it will, now that you say that, though. That's a very similar color scheme, I can very much so imagine. To me, it seems Fair enough, Darshikage. Oops.
what are y'all talking about? I wasn't here for like 2 minutes.
Interesting.
Mostly a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, low-key need the other 2 divine trees and their targets to get more screen time in upcoming chapters, because those relationships interest me way more than Hidari and Sarada, to be honest. That's another interesting one. Who would we want to see interact with each other? With all their targets?
I think I want to see Bug and Ada next, personally, but it depends on whether the new Shinju is Shinki or Gara. If that's the case, then I'm going to lean towards Matsuri, because I think she would just pair better with that whole situation.
This is a cop-out, but I would love to see Jura and Naruto to interact, just so that Naruto can come back. But, like, that's not about Jura and Naruto interacting.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, honestly, that is the one I want to see the most, but it's the least likely to happen next. So,
well, if they did, I mean, Naruto's getting one shot. Himawari's stronger than Naruto now, obviously.
Well, again, that would just be about seeing it, not about the interaction itself.
What? That just made me think of something. What if Naruto, since he's been stuck in whatever, what's it called? Kawaki's dimension. Watch him end up like him and Hinata are like absorbing like all this Otsutsuki DNA or chakra or whatever, and they just come out like OP.
Ridiculous. All I know is if Naruto comes back,
the way I could see,
he's gonna tell Jura how similar they are. You and I are the same.
What if since they're stuck in Kawaki's dimension or whatever, what if they're like him and Hinata are like just like absorbing all this Otsutsuki DNA or chakra, and they just come out like just OP? Would that even make sense?
Where would the DNA chakra be coming from?
I know. I'm just.
Are you assuming there's just a bunch of them in Daikoku 10 or something?
Well, like, do we not have any like information on that on it, like on the dimension they're in?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
Just Kawaki.
Yeah. So Kamui, what if Naruto absorbs Daikoku 10?
It can be endless. Yeah, they could do whatever they wanted with it. Really. Maybe they set it up like that for a reason.
Here's an interesting question. Do you think Kawaki can shrink the Daikoku 10 dimension?
Can he shrink anything?
No, the dimension itself.
Or is it just like objects?
The dimension itself.
I'm asking, can he shrink anything or just like objects?
Well, anything that isn't organic matter. Or Otsutsuki, seemingly probably.
Anything that isn't living besides himself.
Well, that would be, is a dimension alive then? It would have to be, I guess. But yeah, I mean it's a possibility.
Didn't Koji ask himself, like, in his head, is Ishiki trying to destroy this whole time space or something ridiculous like that in the Ishiki fight? When you're just shrinking pillars, Well, let me go double check this. Like, why did Koji even jump to that conclusion when he was just shrinking pillars?
I mean, maybe he's feeling like the disturbance in the, and maybe it was Mother Luck or whatever.
What did he first think it was? I didn't hear you.
Collapsing.
It
the
might
time
be
space.
anime only.
I'm
let me
down
see.
for it.
Well,
I
why
swear
the
to
hell
God,
would he
Kamui,
just
if you're checking the
assume that?
stupid dumb idiot manga, I'm gonna be so mad. Why even bother wasting your time with the worst material?
Found it.
Shut up.
He's randomly shrinking everything he catches sight of. Is he planning to destroy this whole space?
Your timing there couldn't have
What?
been more impeccable.
I think that's
Ridiculous.
just him trying. I think that's just the writer trying to hype him up.
Post that in chat.
But with but from what he was just asked, then I guess Kawaki can shrink the dimension. From what he said, from that statement, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, whatever space Koji's referring to, Kawaki can shrink that.
I mean,
Well, if he can,
reality is made of space. I guess he can shrink the entire Earth dimension too.
I guess he could. Yeah, he could just. I guess he could just shrink the whole universe.
Just don't shrink the people.
He could just shrink the universe, I guess, and just put it in his hand. I don't know.
He's randomly shrinking everything.
I mean, that's how it's implied, I guess.
Ishi was shrinking pillars, not the whole place.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, that means Koji's
It's
first
not like
thing
he
is a lie
shrank,
anyways.
like-
He's already exaggerating. He isn't shrinking literally everything he catches sight of.
I know, he's so
I mean,
unreliable.
if he could, then he would just shrink his opponents, right?
I mean, what if Koji is just like a natural hyper-upper, and so Boruto, he's talking about the worst possible future or whatever. It's actually not that bad at all.
He's just hyping it.
He's just trying, yeah.
Like, just unintentionally, so yeah. Like, the worst possible future is just Jura
Like,
gets...
Koji just gets pickpocketed, like $1,000 lost. Koji really doesn't want that to happen, so he's hyping this up as the worst possible future just to save a few dollars, just to save a few bucks.
The worst possible future is that Koji eats the chakra fruit because it tastes bad. He really wants to prevent that fruit from existing. Take away the possibility.
That'd be better for Deepa, because he would be mad.
I love it. Yes. I wish Deepa got a chakra fruit. Heck,
I know, dude. I wish Victor's fruit, like, after I absorbed Victor, it popped out a fruit and Deepa could have eaten it. If there's one boy I want to get that chocolate fruit, it's Deepa.
You know what? Screw it. Let's have
Bro
Deepa
earned it.
reincarnate in Himawari too.
Let's have Deepa be a Shinju, except he just is his original Deepa personality. He just evolves immediately into Deepa.
I mean, he kind of already would work as a Shinju anyways with this, like, iron cube things. Bro was the original
Yeah.
Ishiki.
Yeah, literally. Deepa was the best. He's literally the best villain in Boruto. At least arguably.
If anything, Ishiki's the bootleg Deepa.
I mean, Deepa scared Boruto and pushed him farther into a corner than Ishiki ever did.
Yeah. I should have been showing this when Cam was here. But yeah.
Certainly more than Momoshiki in his prophecy.
Okay. We were talking about this
But
last
anyway.
night. I wish I brought this up during the time. I'll just copy paste this into the general chat. Or should we talk about this now, or should we wait for someone who would know more about this, like maybe the Blue Star crew? What do you think, Kamui?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, either way.
You know what? Let's wait for the Blue Star crew. We might as well.
I thought the point
Well,
I thought the
we can talk about
point
with them as well.
was gonna be the whole what happened to the editors suggesting it. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, I was
Unless you want to say that the editor comments are unreliable anyway. To Blue
what I
Star.
was.
Either way.
It wasn't a point to debunk him. I just want to talk about it with him, considering they're like the people that talk about this kind of stuff. But what I was getting at with this was, yeah, it's weird because the editors or someone at some point said that Kishimoto's editors introduced or like created Sasuke or told Kishimoto to create Sasuke so that Naruto can have a rival. And so that means Kishimoto just didn't have Sasuke at the beginning of the story or whatever. But then here, Kishimoto's quote is, "When I first met the editors, I only knew one thing about my manga, that I wanted Naruto and Sasuke to end the work with a... Or that I wanted Naruto and Sasuke to end the work with a climactic confrontation." And so the editors just didn't create him. Like, he already had the Naruto and Sasuke in mind, and their rivalry role through the freaking finale of the series when he met them.
The best way to assume that everything's accurate would be if so similar to the Kawaki, Ikimoto, Kishimoto situation, Kishimoto may have created Sasuke in his mind. This end of the series will be Naruto versus Sasuke, but the editors might have been the ones to say, "Hey, introduce Sasuke now in chapter 3." Yeah. Whereas maybe Kishimoto wasn't going to introduce them till chapter 6 or at the end of Land of Waves and show him in the tuning exams or whatever it was going to be. Yeah, so they may have just had him introduce him sooner, but Kishimoto eventually was going to do it anyway.
That'd be really interesting. Rather than like a what if in universe, we should do like a narrative rewrite of what it would be like if Sasuke wasn't in the Land of Waves. That could, I mean, it arguably could just be better.
I mean, it's hard to say. Because so in that case, you have to really change the dynamics of how I guess you could just have another whatever person on the team and have Sasuke be on some other team.
I was thinking I was thinking
they could become rivals through the exams.
Yeah, I was thinking keep a third person off, and you just have Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi. I guess this is so stupid if you want to throw the bridge builder in there. It's the wrong. But no, absolutely not. Inari could have a bigger role in this case as well.
Shit, the bridge builder is Sakura level part 1.
Oh my god. No, but I think that's really interesting though, because in this case you build more of a dynamic between Naruto and Haku as well as Sakura and Naruto. Maybe even Sakura.
It's definitely interesting to play with. The only thing though is I guess you would have to would you use Sakura for the like you killed him, I'm gonna kill you moment with Naruto and the Ninetales? Or are you going to remove that? Like, what are you going to do?
That arguably is way more impactful, considering Naruto is in love with Sakura. But I feel like because
how are they even going to get this far in the fight without Sasuke?
Because of that, I feel like Naruto just would have killed Haku. So, I mean, Haku dies anyway, so maybe it would still work out. But definitely interesting to work with. I was thinking we change as little as possible, so in this case, Sakura would still be defending the bridge builder, whereas Naruto would just be fighting Haku alone. But yeah, how do you get to that point? You would just really, really hone in on the ideological clash, and you just do the plot a different way. So it'd be the same story. If anything, more focused on the story, keeping it more central to that idea.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a fun little like thing to play with to see how you would write it in.
Yeah, it'd be a difficult, like almost practice experiment. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, just to see like exercise. We're gonna try to write the same story of Naruto, but Sasuke won't be in the Land of Waves. How are we gonna make it work? I'll write in pin messages.
Okay, that's a fun exercise. I'm not gonna lie. That might be just better as a video, so we can think it out first.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like we want to. Okay. I mean, we could spitball on a stream. But, like, we would eventually produce it as a video.
Okay. I like it. That being said, Matsuri Konohamaru has the coolest dynamic to me because she's the only female divine tree, and Konohamaru is currently the only male target. Yeah, I don't know about if gender is the proper way to be thinking about these kinds of relationships, but okay. Her love for him is genuine, unlike Bug's love for Ada, which is built on her charm and him despising her. You were saying this yesterday, Ash. I don't know if Moegi is in love with Konohamaru. At the very least, they've never hinted it at all.
I think
it's kind of just like we could understand if it's the case, but we can also understand if they're just childhood friends. It's just never really been touched on what their bond really is.
Yeah.
All we have is the Lil Kono thing where Ada's like, oh, it's a childhood friend kind of thing.
At best, Ash, what they did is they had like very, very young Moegi maybe have a crush on Konohamaru, but that's like young schoolgirl crush, not like actual feelings. In the same way, like everyone loved Sasuke in the academy. Not exactly the same, but like, I don't know, similar idea probably. That one chapter. I'm assuming you're talking about what Kamui's talking about then.
What do y'all think Koji is gonna do next chapter? Or like,
Nothing.
do you think he'll have like a good bit of dialogue or like what?
It honestly just depends on what the plot focus will be. If the Shinju do something in the chapter, like they make a move, then I definitely can see them doing something with Koji's thoughts. But if it's just the interrogation, like if the whole chapter is just the interrogation of Boruto, I'm not sure if they'll do much with Koji, and they might just not show him for a chapter.
I mean,
it kind of depends on specifics.
The community's really hardcore focused on that being the direction. We don't know at all what they're gonna do. Like, especially through Naruto explained thumbnails, people are just assuming Boruto's going to be interrogated or go to an interrogation room, and that's just what we're gonna see. If they even do that at all, it could just happen off screen. The Shinju could come back before Boruto arrives to the jail cell, and then he just never gets there. It's just so many different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He just run away.
So
honestly, that's what I said. I think that the Shinju are gonna all go.
I mean, there were
maybe like the chapter will end maybe with them like go like heading that way or something.
Especially, yeah. I mean, it could just be delayed, but like. Especially with Sarada, Sumire, and Himawari being on Boruto's side, quote unquote. Especially with Sarada hearing about the Soul Thorn, they could be like desperately pushed into a corner to where they're now going to desperately try and physically fight against Konohamaru or Kawaki to run away with Boruto or something.
Yeah, but this is the other thing though. Remember that at the end of the chapter, how they found or didn't find Boruto's accomplice, but they found out that he has one. Maybe they'll split up and like somebody will go to try to find Koji, one of the Shinju.
Nah, I doubt it.
And then the rest go Konoha. So, that I think that would be pretty cool.
It's a fun idea, but I think we're doing too much there with that. I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they should focus. They shouldn't focus.
I mean, not all in one chapter,
but like things at once.
I don't mean all in one chapter. I mean, I don't know. That is a lot, but I mean that would be pretty cool though.
So the difference between this and the Akatsuki is the Akatsuki have reason to kind of go a little bit at a time, but it's kind of like the Akatsuki to where it makes sense to kind of focus on like a pair or a couple of Shinju at a time per arc, rather than like having, because imagine if like you've got Pain invading Konoha, while I don't know, Kisame and Itachi go to the Mist Village, while Data and Sasha go to the Sand Village, while Hidan and Kakuzu go to the Stone Village, and while Zetsu and I don't care, Zetsu and Orochimaru go to the Cloud Village. It's like, okay, it's too much at once.
I know, but all I said was that maybe two of them or one of them go to try to find Kashin Koji, and then the rest go to Konoha. So that's not. It's just two different places.
Yeah, but
because my thing is, what else are they going to do?
Going to Konoha?
What else are they going to do? Like, why would they just stand there and do nothing at the end of the chapter?
That's what I said about the first time, and they already did that. So
yeah, but didn't they say like they're ready to like move? Or no, yeah.
No. I got the perfect answer for you.
Was awakened.
Why would they stand there and do nothing? Because they're irrational villains.
But like, how long after they were awakened did Hidari, come to try to get Sarada, and Jura try to come get Himawari?
Well, yeah, but that's those two. Both, as far as we know, both just because Bug says Matsuri was doing research. He doesn't say we're back from our research, but we don't know what Bug was doing. Bug was either tussling with Damon and getting his ass whooped, or he wasn't really doing much.
Then I think they might just be following what Juro tells them. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, and the other thing that to factor in is like who the new Shinju is, depending on who it is, where they're
It's
from. That
Shinji.
can obviously influence what that Shinju might be doing.
Now
Who
that
do
I
you
think
think it
about
is?
it, why were they doing research? Because how did they know that Boruto had someone helping?
I was just yeah.
Well, I want to, yeah, like so.
Juro was surprised
maybe,
when he knew about the Soul
The
Thor.
phrasing
Maybe-
makes it seem like they didn't know they had an ally in advance. It's more like the research of Matsuri revealed he has an ally.
Okay.
But what was she researching to begin with?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
because would it be just? It wouldn't just be because Boruto's so strong, would it? I mean that like they're like, well, there's no way he could have just been this strong.
But they already know
By
about
itself.
Boruto. Like, they're calling him Boruto
Yeah, but then they should be
Otsutsuki.
researching Sarada, who's like, Chidori and Hidari and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that's just terrible writing. If Jura's coming out the end of like chapter 5 being like, Boruto, you can't run away from your destiny. Alright, Matsuri, go look into Boruto so we can know more about him. What do you mean you can't run from your destiny? Do you not know what his destiny is? Terrible, bro.
You know, honestly, why did they need to do research in the first place? It's like in the first scene they met Boruto, there's a toad on Boruto's shoulder yelling, Boruto, you need to leave several times.
Yeah.
Why did you need to do any research? It was clear as day to you.
Well, I don't think they could see that.
Hey,
Because
Hey, I have a
Code
question.
They
couldn't.
should be able to hear the toad, is what I'm saying.
Code couldn't.
can't
Code didn't even freaking
I don't-
feel it.
That doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, he's irrational.
Kawaki heard Boruto talking to the... But Kawaki heard him talking to the
Did
toad, at
Kawaki,
least.
or did Kawaki just reach in there and grab it?
No, in chapter 3 when Boruto leaves, Kawaki's like, who's he talking to? When Boruto was talking
Well,
to the toad.
that's because
Now,
Boruto's
granted,
talking to the toad, not because the toad's
Kawaki
talking
might
to
not
him.
have heard the toad and only heard Boruto,
Exactly.
but that's just silly.
What do you mean that's just silly? What's silly about that?
How can he not hear the toad?
The toad's whispering. Boruto
Like,
is
is the toad whispering and Boruto's just yelling for some reason instead of whispering back? Like,
Well-
I imagine they're both talking at the same volume.
At
Is
the
there any
very
way that Kashin
least-
Koji can reverse summon Boruto without, like,
Well, yeah,
you know,
he can.
like, with,
At any time, yeah. Well, not anymore, because he needs a
Well-
toad. So never mind, no, he can't.
Yeah.
that was
But
the
he could have
point.
at any
Yeah.
point.
But
He chose
But
not.
that being said, there's a toad in Shikamaru's office, so if the toad
I was
just
about to
falls
say-
into the interrogation,
Yeah.
hops on his
Yeah.
shoulder, and then reverse summons. Maybe it's
I was
pretty
about to
easy.
say,
That's
but
probably
like
the
Boruto
reason he
just
put in
actually
there.
has another one in his jacket or something.
That's a good point. Yeah, if that's what they do with that, then I'm glad they included that a few chapters ago.
Actually, be a really good way to do it. Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Because at least they set up the toad being there, so like we can understand how it would escape or help Boruto escape.
A little bit of a shame if the only
mean, I
information
guess-
he gives them is, hey, this is so that Boruto can teleport back instead of actual other new information, but yeah, whatever.
Well, I mean, the toad so far hasn't talked to Shikamaru other than to tell him, "Hey, connect to Boruto, but don't look at me."
Well,
You know, the funny thing is, though, it's like, is Shikamaru even going to put the pieces together? He doesn't know who Kashin Koji is. Oh, I guess he was
He's
told
on.
about the camera toads. Never mind.
yeah. Well, Ash says, I saw Naruto explain say that in the OG Japanese translation, what Ada said can be interpreted as female love interest. Yeah, it makes sense for Ada to say that. That doesn't necessarily mean anything about Moegi. That's just something that Ada would say anyways. Ada's like the love interest girl. That's in her diction vocabulary, whatever you want to say.
I mean, in my opinion, it could be either or. It could be childhood friends. It could be romantic love. The story doesn't make it clearly one way or the other. It's just kind of like, yeah, it could be either. It makes sense either way.
Yeah. And I don't think best friends is really akin to Sasuke's love for Sarada or Bug's love for Ada. Yeah, well, romantic love would also be separate as well, so I don't see how that's a point either. So there you go.
Yeah, because Bug's love for Ada would still be different from just genuine love. So there would still be differences in terms of the dynamic.
Yeah. So, do you think Jura told Matsuri and Bug to go do research, assuming Bug even went, like immediately after Boruto left, when he's like reading his novels, or even before he got his books or whatever?
At the very least, Jorah's definitely aware that Matsuri was doing research. So whether Matsuri said, "Hey, I'm gonna go do research," or Jorah told her, he seems aware. He wasn't like, "Wait, what was she doing?"
Yeah.
Seemed like fully aware of the whole idea. So, and with that in mind, I feel like, yeah, he probably did tell her, because Jorah does seem to be the one telling people to do stuff. But I
was thinking more
weird.
win rather
Like, they
than
could have
who.
had that line, "Come, Hidari, we're going to the village. Matsuri, good luck." Like, just say something.
Yeah. I was thinking, especially with Hidari, this could be like Jorah's like, "Hey, Matsuri, you and Bug go do research. Hidari, you stay with me and do nothing until I'm ready to go." And that could be the reason that he was sitting there, just aimlessly staring
Yeah.
for hours on end. Days on end, I should say.
Dude, like that's okay. I love how stupid Hidari is. It's like insert any Patrick idiot memes.
No,
from
I was thinking the same
SpongeBob
thing.
and just put Hidari there, and
Bro.
it just feels natural.
No, I was thinking the exact same thing, Kamui. Jorah's the magic conch shell. Just telling Hidari, do nothing. He's just sitting there.
And then Hidari's just like, okay. Wait, I can see what's the there's like the SpongeBob, like there's like the Krabby Patty like customer, like I forget the name of the episode, but it's like the how to make a Krabby Patty, how to be a good employee at the Krusty Krab thing, and like Squidward starts banging his head when Patrick's being an idiot trying to figure out how to order or whatever. I can see Hidari just being like trying to decide on stuff.
So good.
I love stupid Hidari.
This is ridiculous. Was Akabi that ghost girl from filler when Naruto was on a ship to the land of lightning to meet B?
No, that's it. It was a Uzumaki girl.
Yeah, and Darchikage says making Amado part Uzumaki.
I mean, that would be interesting, but we saw in the filler how she died. It definitely wasn't a disease.
Well, yeah. Wow, go figure. Amado lied? What?
Oh, yeah. Ada lied too, then.
Yeah, again, go
if y'all
figure.
If y'all had to guess, who do y'all think was the one that destroyed the village? Besides Pain.
Well, it wasn't destroyed. It fell in chapter 13.
I mean, the first episode of the anime.
I know. Well, if it's anything based
Honestly,
on
because I have no clue.
If it's anything based on the Boruto openings, Kid Boruto watches it happen, and it just spontaneously like erupts.
Would.
It wasn't a character.
Okay, so
Shiba.
Like a volcano just erupts from the beneath the village.
Yeah.
So there's a couple possibilities. The first one just to mention is that they could have just not even the Kishimoto could have just said, "I don't know who's gonna destroy it, but like we'll figure that out later." The second is the flash forward scene clearly wants you to think it's Kawaki.
Yeah.
That's clearly like because it's destroyed. I didn't think he'd go this far. Kawaki, blah blah.
Exactly.
They want you to think that, but that could just be misdirection to make you think it when it's gonna be something else. So it doesn't really necessarily guarantee who it is.
That depends.
I hope it's from a battle. That's honestly.
I mean, it seemingly
and
is.
not from Boruto and Kawaki's battle. I hope it's something that led to that.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that leads to their final battle. It has to be. I mean,
it depends if you think Ikimoto going off script from Kishimoto's drafts. If you think this is included in that or not. Because I think the way Kishimoto would do it is he wrote the flash forward scene. Thinking from the screenwriter's perspective, he has that. He's going to work backwards. Well, how'd you go so far, Kawaki? Okay, so Kawaki destroyed the village. Why did Kawaki destroy the village? This is the next one. And he's just going to work backwards in the writing process while also working forwards in the other way. And so with Ikimoto now going off script, I don't know if that he's changed whatever working backwards process Kishimoto likely did to get to that point, anyways, just to connect those ideas. But yeah.
Well, I mean,
think
Ikimoto's probably just gonna have it be an irrational village destruction. So either Kawaki does it just because he's irrational, or Ko does it because he's irrational, or Jorah does it because he's irrational.
I just don't see how he could backtrack so much on like that on the village being destroyed.
Oh, simple. It's because he's irrational.
That's like has a lot of that's a big thing. Like that's a really big plot point, obviously, that Kishimoto wrote in at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like I don't see. I mean, I can see him doing it, but I don't think he'll go too far from what Kishimoto had in mind.
Well, no, I agree. That is a really big plot point.
So far.
It is a really big plot point Kishimoto wrote in at the beginning.
Well, you know what was another big plot point that Ikimoto changed? The death of a major character that's far more important to Code, apparently.
Yeah, Sasuke, obviously.
As well as Code himself.
I think Sasuke would be the first pick, Naruto the second pick.
As well as Omnipotence.
To be honest, I mean, they should have killed Sasuke off. I mean, honestly.
I mean, you know, it makes me feel good, though, that all my theories of Sasuke dying, they were based off Kodachi's writing. So once Ikimoto took over, that was all irrelevant.
But at the same time, it's a good thing, you know, for Boruto to have.
You cut out for a second. It's a good thing for Boruto to have.
Every
something.
time someone cuts out, I check my Wi-Fi.
It's a good reason for It's a good reason for Boruto. Like to have, you know, like a goal, or a goal besides just restoring the, you know, the Uzumaki household. But that's the only plus from it. I mean,
yeah, the only thing that I don't like, though, is comparing it to like Naruto going after Sasuke, there's no ticking time clock of. So with Naruto, it's like we need to save Sasuke originally in the retrieval mission now, because if Sasuke gets there, he's going to get taken over. Oh, okay. Orochimaru had to take a good body. We got lucky. Now we have to save him within 3 years before Orochimaru does it again. Whereas in this case, it's just like, you can do it whenever.
Yeah. I'll roll with the punches. Do you think it'd be good or bad for the brand if Naruto and Sasuke died? Or would it not matter?
Probably worse for the brand at this point.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I'm saying that because they've had chances to do it in a good way. They didn't do it. Now it's kind of just like to kill them now, especially now that they've been written out of the story and they're going to be written out for an extended period of time, to bring them back and then kill them. How many people are going to like it? I don't think that many. And then you've already got half the people thinking that Boruto or that Naruto and Sasuke carry the show. Then they're gone. They're going to be mad. And then the sequel's not even going to have Naruto being Grandpa Naruto to carry it. I feel like at this point, just keep them alive. If you were going to kill them, they should have already just done it. Especially in Sasuke's case, they should have done it at the end of part 1. They didn't kill him at this point. I don't really want Sasuke to die anymore. Or if they're going to do it, they need to start introducing the mechanism by which he would die if Boruto doesn't do whatever else to save him. If they don't introduce it, it's just going to be like, bro, come on. So they got to hurry up and introduce that mechanic. The longer they wait, the worse it is. It's a recurring theme with Boruto. The more they wait, the worse it gets.
I love Grandpa Naruto carrying the next series. We have Saruto, Boruto, Naruto, next generations.
Saruto, Boruto, Naruto's grandson.
Actually, do y'all think that with Two Blue Vortex this is the end? Like it's gonna be the end?
No.
Like there will be no other.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, there'll definitely be other stuff, like whether it's one shots, mangas, and stuff.
No,
as far as a sequel goes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think there will be.
I don't think so. I mean,
I think there will be.
I mean, well, maybe there. I don't know.
I'll write my own freaking official sequel if I need to.
Yeah. I don't want them to write a sequel. I want someone else to do it.
You know what, Kamui? At this point, I do want Kishimoto's children to write the sequel just to see what it is.
Yeah.
No expectations.
Just to see how bad it is.
At this point, might as well. You know what?
Yeah.
It'd be like if Kid Himawari was making the Boruto manga.
Too.
Yes, bro. Kid Himawari's making the Boruto manga. That's what it would be like.
Yeah, literally. It's even the Himawari drawings.
Ooh, Darshikage thinks this is the end. So the poll results, I'm just gonna say it's in. It's 26 votes. Is Konohamaru gonna be consumed? It's really close. 54% say no. 46% say yes. Boruto or Konohamaru will be consumed. So really close. And again, that's like 26, so it's like 50-50. Realistically.
I'll take yes.
Okay.
Just because I want to see him consumed. I don't. Konohamaru sucks.
Interesting. But going off of that Konohamaru thing, freaking Ash had a hilarious comment. Ash says, if Boruto don't save Naruto soon, he gonna be the same biological age as Konohamaru soon. Sob emoji. My freaking favorite comment tonight. I love that. Oh my god. This is an interesting point. It would be terrible for the brand. Boruto is already hated. They would just call Boruto fanfiction. I mean, the fact that it is already hated, if you kill a beloved character, I can see it being a bad idea. Make Boruto loved first.
I mean, you can do it. You just have to do it in a good way. I don't know. It's just like especially, and here's the other aspect. Momoshiki's prophecy, Boruto's supposed to lose everything, and that's supposed to be omnipotence. It's not supposed to be the death of all these people, clearly, because nobody died. And Boruto's just like, whatever. I mean, the only way you can make it work is that you want Boruto to lose everything, and because the omnipotence thing doesn't work, you gotta do something else, like kill people. But then it's like, you can't have Ikimoto talking in interviews about how, well, now that Boruto's lost everything, blah, blah, blah. It's clearly he thinks that was everything. So
I have a problem with that, because saying Boruto's lost everything, that literally doesn't make sense, because he hasn't lost everything.
Yeah. He lost everything.
But if he lost everything, he would be dead.
So a lot of people in the Attack on Titan sphere from season 1, they have a funny thing of Eren, like a serious thing for Eren. They're like, Eren from like season 1, he died fighting the Titans, vowing he's gonna kill them all, and in the end, he didn't even kill a single one. With Boruto, he's the boy who was prophesized to lose it all, and in the end, he lost nothing. He didn't lose a single thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he obviously has lost some, but he hasn't literally lost anything. Like, and on top of that, he still has people that's on his side anyway. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't that hard to convince Mitsuki.
It's just,
gosh, if you can convince Mitsuki, I think you can convince Konohamaru.
Yeah, of all people, Mitsuki
said that, he obviously didn't mean it literally.
Well, obviously, Momoshiki didn't mean it, period.
He hadn't even lost Momoshiki yet.
The only one who lost everything was Momoshiki. Bro hasn't even appeared since.
If anything, Momoshiki's prophecy applied to Ikimoto. Bro lost the plot. If Konohamaru defeats Matsuri and then fights Naruto fresh out of Daikokuten, it's not going to be much of a fight. I don't understand.
In which way, Ash? Or Darashikage?
Wait.
Ash? Yeah, it was Ash.
If Naruto didn't try to get into Sage mode like his pops, why is he Hokage because he's OP? That's dumb strategy-wise. I don't understand these comments. I think I missed something along the way.
What does that... was that even English?
Darashikage, are you drinking again?
Like, is he trolling?
Oh
or is
my
he just
god.
autistic?
Here, you know what? Forget these comments. Let's go to some other comments. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go to the comments first.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, never mind.
Wait, hold on. I want to do this intro topic with you.
Okay, I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes, not this one. This one.
I've been wanting to do this all
I
stream.
love this. Yes. So this is official, right?
Thing is official, but the translation is just what I found. But
Okay. So okay, yeah, we got Boruto TBV Vortex characters. We got our standard. We got Kawaki. We got Uzumaki Boruto. We have Daemon. We have Sumerian. The race Sumerian. She's from Egypt. We have Breaking News. I love that character. We got Uchiha Sarada, of course. Of course. Who could forget Mitsuki and Himawari?
No. You mean Mitsuki Uzumaki?
Yeah, Mitsuki Uzumaki.
What about Inoji?
Wait, but it's not over yet.
Well, we also have
Being.
Wait. How is B alive? He's died like 3 times.
He always substitutes with the substitution jutsu.
But wasn't he literally eaten by Momoshiki and then turned into the tree, and then in the fight they literally destroyed the tree?
No,
he wasn't turned into a tree. He just absorbed his chakra.
But he just used the transformation again. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just like Sasuke.
Yeah, B just did that clone.
There ain't no
thing.
there's no way that they're not doing that as a meme at this point.
Yeah, I think it is at this point because they did it the first time, then they did it a second time, then they did it a third time. Killer B will never die. He will always do the tentacle clone swap.
Yeah, especially when when Madara pulled all the tailed beasts out, and he's just like, yeah, I'm here, tentacle. Like he could do that, but fucking Naruto and Kurama couldn't. I don't even. It's obviously a meme.
Yeah.
Because he has. I think I wish they would have just killed him in the war arc. Why not? He has. He has no relevance at all.
He served his function. You could have killed him if you
Just
wanted
like
to. Would have changed anything?
Just like
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think most people would probably agree that it would have been better for God to die. That was literally the whole point of
Speaking of Sasuke, we have Sasuke, Shikamaru, Naruto, Amado. Your standard cast of characters. You can't forget, the Holy Tree. I love the Holy Tree characters.
That's just the tree.
The Holy Tree, yeah. All of these are holy trees. So, I wasn't able to read this earlier. We can slightly read it now, because I just wasn't close enough. So we're barely going to read any of this, but the Great Ninja War is a thing of the past. Paper Village now lives in an era of peace. One day, I guess that's Otsutsuki clan.
Yeah.
Attacked the village, and planted a mysterious karma mark on Boruto, the son of the 7th Hokage, Naruto. After the incidents, Boruto, and that's all I can read. We have the word throw down here.
Now, Boruto met Kawaki.
Oh my god.
Something Naruto. Boruto
That is
and
not
Kawaki.
something Naruto.
Something.
This is karma.
Skipping all the way down to absolute power. It's reverse Boruto's. Kawaki becomes Naruto's. While Boruto becomes Boruto runs the village. I don't know what that says.
It looks like becomes a strategist.
Sasuke.
This part.
3 years later.
Boruto now a stalker. Disappears with Sasuke.
The Leaf Village
was
attacked by Code.
Yeah, I guess. And his minions.
I don't know what that says.
And
it's so blurry. It's
I know. And Boruto severe them New Jura and Hidari, the Leaf Village, in search of Naruto. But if their seventh, the last thing,
Who the fuck wrote this?
of Himawari. There,
Why
we read it all.
Thoreau to the right of all this? Look.
Who the fuck wrote this?
Yeah, you know why? Because we're throwing it in the trash.
I like the paper village.
I love it.
That's Conan's.
Yeah, that was about to be my first thing. Yeah, the paper village.
You know what? While we're
I
here,
didn't even read that part the first time, to be honest.
Space,
but I thought the names was hilarious.
Space, if you're still here,
here,
how accurate is this for My Hero? And I'll scroll, and there you go.
You don't need to read that. It's just the video itself.
Yeah, okay, well, save it for another time.
Save that for an MHA stream, if that ever happens.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, let's do this comment. So you were saying this made sense, and then I went back to it, and I can't remember why it didn't make sense to me. So let's see if this does make sense now. So this is on our video about Kaguya's dimension makes no sense. So the tribal says 3 weeks ago, by the way, from when I posted this, of which was like a month ago, 2 months ago, who knows? 6:30, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. So the tribal says these dimensions, quote unquote, are planets she visited and claimed. They even call Earth her world, which is not. She says herself she came from the stars. That's why they are still accessible after he sealed state, unlike how dimensions disappear with their owner being unavailable. After her sealed state, yeah. And so I reply, dimensions don't disappear without their owner, ? Where are you getting that from? And then Planarian replies, it literally says creating dimensions as she pleases. If that doesn't spell creation feat, then I don't know what else does, and it's called a time space. Time space equals universe. And I reply, okay. Because I didn't understand the connection.
Yeah, so he's saying it to the first guy. Because now scroll back up. Like, ignore your comment and just read these again. He's saying these are planets she visited and claimed. She did not create them, basically. The guy below is saying, scroll down. It literally says she created the dimensions. If that's not a creation feat, I don't know what is. So, like, he's arguing with the first guy, not you. Yeah.
But under the context he was arguing with me, you can see my confusion. I did indeed not connect the dots.
Hey, I have one more question before I go. I gotta go. I gotta get to sleep soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do y'all think Boruto will how do y'all think he'll get out of the situation he's in right now? Or what do you think is the most likely? Well, I know that, but what
is he even in the situation he's in right now?
Is he in a situation?
What was a shadow clone, as far as we know?
Well, if it was a shadow clone, then right whenever they shut the chakra off, it would have disappeared, right?
Unless this is a Shinjutsu shadow clone.
Well, that's an asshole.
Well, so is these
well, not really,
handcuffs.
I guess.
Nah, we're just gonna break the handcuffs.
Anything is possible, I guess.
Yes. Glad we agree. Oh, that being said, I can see it being Jura, I can see it being Sarno, Subaru, or Himawari. I can see it being Amado, Shikamaru, Koji, the Shinju.
That's actually true. At this point, is Himawari not the strongest in the village right now, besides Kawaki maybe and Boruto?
Sarada, Konohamaru, and Shikamaru would be.
Well, Sarada too, but
But I don't think
But
Sarada
Sarada is
strong.
on Himawari's side, though.
Yeah, they're all on the same side.
Well, I'm just saying, though, that would be, I don't know.
You know, obviously we're removing Ada and Damon because they're the
I would
obvious
either want like Himawari and Sarada to
Or
like team up
Delta.
against whoever, or not team up, but like like I don't like talk them into it. Either that or it's like Boruto escapes because of like the Shinju, attacking.
You know what?
That's the only things I could see.
In base, I
That
bet that
makes the most
Delta is the
sense to me.
strongest in the village. Outside of
Oh
Damon
yeah, I
and
forgot
Ada.
about her.
Yeah. I think in base she
Yeah,
would be.
actually,
Yeah, I
Delta
forgot
would-
about her.
Yeah.
She
Kinda
should be
cool
at
to think
least.
about. Yeah, yeah.
Shit,
Should
she probably beats Kawaki.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. 100%. At least in base. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to head to bed, I guess. But
Alrighty.
I enjoyed it.
We'll see ya.
All right, I'll hop on the next time y'all stream if y'all want me to.
Alrighty. Peace.
All right, peace.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay.
Okay.
Moegi going from above average Jonin to Otsuki tier in 4 hours is so funny to me. She ended Sasuke, who was in that tree for 2 years. Very interesting comment. Thank you, Ash. Delta needs to throw a punch. Okay, with that being said, do you want to speed run Boruto topics, chapter 13?
Yeah, that would be good for us.
Yeah.
Let's do as many as possible.
Alright. Did you want to do this?
I don't
since
remember
it's here?
this. Oh, this is
biggest
just
lie.
funny. I just saw it.
Yeah,
just
we'll do it real quick. It's only going to take a second. I saw it earlier. This has to be the biggest lie ever told.
I saw
after
4
those
Naruto episodes, and I was like, okay, I'll just post it.
It's from Slayer, so it's not even from us, so you can't even send hate our way. We're just laughing at it. So this is the Naruto website saying, the Boruto anime has been going since 2017, 6 years, blah, blah, blah. And this is the last episode of the first part of the series, but don't worry, the Naruto and Boruto story is not over yet. Part 2 of the anime is already in the works. So that was a lie.
Yeah, wait, when did the last episode come out again?
Over a year ago.
March 26th? Yeah, it's like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. But it's already in
really
the
works, huh? What's the break between... Let's look this up. Naruto episode 220 release date. October... Oh, wait. Let me see. I'm going to figure out the gap in time between last episode of part 1 of Naruto and part 1 of Shippuden. Now, granted, there's filler in between, but still. February 8th, 2007 for the subbed, December 6th, 2009 for the dubbed. Naruto Shippuden episode 1 release date. That's English dub. I want subbed. Originally February 15th, 2007 versus February. It was 1 week, bro. It was just the next week. Even for the dubbed, it wasn't even that long.
There wasn't a break. It was just the next episode.
In fact, this doesn't even make sense. English air date. This must be the subbed air date or something because it says English air date of episode 1 of Shippuden, October 28th, 2009. Whereas this is saying December 6th, 2009 for the last episode of part 1. There's no way. English, that doesn't make sense. No, this is English air date too. This doesn't make sense.
There could be...
Why was episode 220 released after Shippuden?
It does make sense if there is like a production thing behind the scenes, especially back in the day with the dub. I can imagine that being a case where they just weren't allowed to release until a certain
date. It was just
date.
interesting how episode 212 through 220 is released after. That's interesting.
Well, but
okay.
Kamui, think about
either
it.
way.
Naruto the Last was coming out before the end of the manga, I think. Or at least something of it was.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. They even recently did that with The
Well,
Walking
either
Dead,
way.
confirming all the spin-offs and all the characters in it before the end of the last season. So it's like, oh, I guess they live.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But either way, as far as the sub goes, yeah, this makes sense because that's kind of how I remember it. It was just the next week. It was a time skip. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a year and a half of being in the works.
I mean, considering it's the same manga, it sort of makes sense. Same story.
Yeah. Well, no, but we can't even use that excuse for the Boruto anime because the rest of the code arc is still the same manga.
Okay. Connecting plot and story, Jura chapter 13. Are we holding off on this still?
Yeah, we can just tie that into a bigger discussion with any topic when
You understand the very worst
I think he says it towards the
future
end.
that's possible right now. I don't remember this in the translation at all, though. But first, I need you to understand the very worst possible future that's possible right now. What do you mean? I guess it's possible right now, not that it can happen right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think on the Viz, it was something like it can happen at any moment, or at least another translation said that.
That's weird.
Let me double check.
Okay.
Let me double check what Viz says. Because one of them said, like, the worst possible future can happen at any moment.
Oh, that is weird, though.
Yeah.
If anything, he should
you're
have
on
a bit more
Viz.
urgency.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so bad if this is Viz. Then Viz is the very worst future, not the worst possible future. How terrible.
Yeah.
Sounds so bad. Anyways.
Keep going now. It is after. Here, there it is.
Boruto, he is going to kill you. Yeah. So this isn't like, oh, I've seen a future where he's going to. It's in every future. He has done it. It's guaranteed.
No, but here's the problem. Go to the next page.
Uh-huh.
It's not an absolute thing.
But many futures show it happening. Okay, whatever. I don't even remember why I wrote some of this stuff.
This is what's stupid about it, though. Don't say he is going to kill you, and then say, well, it's not an absolute thing. It's just like, there's a good chance he'll kill you.
Like, I understand why they did it for the dramatization of it, and yeah, it's like the most impact. The problem is, again, connecting plot and story, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense for Koji to be saying it like that.
Yeah, if anything, this is similar to in False Perfections at the end of episode 1, where the main character's like, I'll be the first to get to heaven. I added that in impromptu, spontaneous on the spot at the last possible moment just because it sounded cool. It makes absolutely no sense and it ruins absolutely everything. It's like my biggest regret. Basically is what Tubu Vortex does, but like all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, it's impossible for Hidari to ever kill Boruto.
So regardless if it's possible or not, though, it's definitely implied that, like, it's not going to happen, or the chance of it happening is so slim that it's not even worth mentioning.
Yeah, because, like, in every possible timeline, it seems like Boruto's always stronger than Hidari.
Yeah. At least in almost all of them.
I mean, Koji wasn't even freaking sweating, bro. Bro didn't even say anything when he's fighting Hidari.
Yeah, he didn't care. He's only worried when Jura's there.
If anything, that's inconsistent from the first time where he was telling him to get out of there. Why? Because I guess in that part, it was possible for him to lose. In this part, him not saying anything, based on the story itself, it's sort of implying that he never in any timeline lost here. So...
Yeah, I think in the first one, it's just, well, for one, Jura is there. That could be why he's saying it. Or two, because all four of them were there versus just Hidari.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I mean, if anything, the fact that Konohamaru was, like, saving Boruto in moments where he would have probably lost, that maybe says that there was no way for Boruto to have lost here. But yeah.
Yeah, but shouldn't there be, like, a future where Konohamaru doesn't do that?
So... yes, And I'm not going to argue against that, but like as a separate thing, going back to like the possibilities of the future, we were saying in a previous stream how you think it's technically possible, assuming that there just is infinite possibilities or whatever, because it's technically possible, then that means there is a future where Delta calls Naruto a purple elephant. And I was saying no, because she would never do that in any timeline, because that would be out of character. Even though it's literally possible, she would never do that humanity-wise herself. So it's not...
Yeah, so then it depends on whether Koji is capping about his ability or if it's accurate.
But here's where we get to the physical limitations. It's physically possible for, in the English dub, for Delta in universe to just start randomly speaking Spanish, but she doesn't know Spanish, and so for her to just accurately say Spanish words without understanding the Spanish language out of nowhere, it's physically possible. There is a possibility, as slim as it is, as well as for Naruto to reciprocate similar responses in Spanish, but it's not going to happen in any possible timeline.
Well, it's not going to happen in any timeline, but it is going to happen in any possible timeline.
No, it isn't. Just because it's physically possible doesn't mean it's actually technically possible.
Yes, it does. It means it's technically possible. It means it's not realistic, but it's technically possible. So it depends on whether Koji's ability is to see all possible futures or if it's to see all realistic futures. That's the key difference.
Okay. So you're really just being a stickler about the word technical, because I'm using technical as the opposite of physical in this case.
You're using technical incorrectly.
I know, but you know how I'm trying to use it, and you're pretending like I'm using it as it actually is.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's confusing for the stream.
Okay, well, what word do you want me to use then?
Practical, realistic,
no,
the word you mean to use.
No. Whatever. Let's go with conceptual. I don't care if that's wrong. I'm just gonna use it anyways. So, do you think
closer?
Do you think it's conceptually possible that the moment Delta arrives, Delta, Naruto, Kawaki, Himawari, everyone on Earth, Jigen, Koji, Amado, everyone just stands there and just does nothing, and 3 days pass, and then they all die of dehydration? Just everyone. Is that a possible timeline that Koji sees in that moment?
Well, okay, Oodie. I'm gonna make you hate yourself. You asked me if it's conceptually possible. You just conceived the possibility and said it live. Therefore, it is, by definition, conceptually possible.
Okay,
but yes, Koji would see it.
Okay, I'm gonna change the word conceptually to the opposite of physically possible. Screw you, take that. That is my new terminology.
Physically impossible? Is it physically impossible for that to happen? Well, no, it is not physically impossible. It is physically possible to happen.
Let's screw it. We're moving on. So you're not gonna entertain.
I don't know why you won't
ideas.
use. I gave you the word to use. Is it realistic?
That's not the word.
That's the word you need to be using.
It's not the word.
Likely, realistic, practical. These are the words you should be using, whether it's what you want or not.
You know what? Practical might be the best, because that is implying whether it's realistic or not. In terms of, like, actually, not in terms of likelihood. I mean the opposite of physically, not in terms of probability. So practically might be the best word. Anyway. So I don't think it is practically possible. Because again, Naruto has to respond in perfect Spanish, and people just have to understand that's what's happening, and you just have to get so incredibly lucky that it's never going to happen. Because that isn't luck.
Yeah. It's not a practical scenario at all.
Yeah, so even in infinite possibilities, it's just not possible. Outside the bounds.
No, see, it depends on how Koji's ability truly works. If he's being literally correct, then yes, he would see that bullshit nonsense. But if he's hyping it up, exaggerating, and he only sees practical possibilities, realistic scenarios, things that genuinely would be realistically possible and not ridiculous nonsense that could theoretically happen but are super unlikely, it depends on how it works.
Okay, now we're on the same page.
Realistic possible futures, then no, he's not going to see that. But if you see technical, all literally possible things that could theoretically happen in concept, then yeah, he's seeing that nonsense.
Okay, now we're on the same page because I agree. In this case, I think there's infinite practical possibilities.
Yeah, and so we've always been on the same page because I've been saying like 800 times, it depends on how Koji's ability actually works.
Okay, so in this case, he would never see that, and there you would also never be able to drive 500 miles blindfolded.
And that's how the ability should probably work. But at the same time, the way he describes it, it makes it seem like he's seeing the 500 laps blindfolded nonsense. So
ridiculous. Okay. I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, no, I'm not. Get this nonsense explanation. It's gonna be here. I don't know why you just don't direct me to where it is. It's gonna be there.
But you already went all possible futures.
Yeah, so I need clarification on which type of possibility. So, like, for example, infinite, is it infinite in terms of every number or infinite within a bounds of set number line? Like, you can see infinite numbers, or you can see infinite numbers between 2 and 3. 2.5, 2.51.
Yeah, I know what you're saying with that concept. Yeah. But if you say, I can see all numbers, that is everything. That's the infinite, like 1 to 100 gazillion, and there's between 1 and 2. It's all numbers. And he starts by saying, I see all possible futures. And then he later elaborates that there are infinite possible futures. And he sees all of them. If he sees all futures, that means he's seeing every number and every decimal point number and every single fraction, every single thing in the world. He's seeing all of them.
Yes, but then you get into semantics.
Assuming he's not capping.
Then you get into semantics blurring the lines of what would be considered a number. Would infinity, the concept, the symbol, be considered a number?
No, it's not a number.
So he wouldn't see that as a possibility if it was on a timeline.
He wouldn't. Yeah, but infinity is a number. It's a concept. So he wouldn't see the number infinity, but he would see all numbers. Okay,
but
the numbers
also,
just go on forever.
Also, if there is an undefined variable, if x equals some number, then he wouldn't see it. Only unless it's defined.
But there's all of them are defined for him.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if x equals 3, then he would see x. If x doesn't equal 3, we just don't know which number it equals, we just know it exists, he wouldn't see it.
I don't think he would be ever left in confusion of what the number is. He would just see the number. Like, what would be the confusion? He just sees the timeline. He knows what x is.
Well, I'm using x as a concept in this case. It's undefined, is my point.
Koji's not seeing
my
X,
point. Okay, I
3.
shouldn't have given you the example. I should have given you the concept. My point is Koji wouldn't see the undefined numbers. He only would see the defined numbers within infinity.
Why wouldn't he? But there would be no undefined numbers for him. Unless you mean like 3 divided by 0, but that's not a number. That's not a possible number.
Oh, but it's a number.
The concept doesn't exist.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not a number.
That's semantics, but that's fine. He can't see impossible numbers. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because they're not possible futures.
Okay, same as undefined. That's how I was using it. Impossible, undefined,
so
same
for
thing.
Example, it would be physically impossible for Teuchi the ramen guy to destroy Jupiter from Earth. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's probably not physically possible for him.
Well,
Koji's not going to see that future because it's outside of the realm of literal possibility for Teuchi to do that. Mm-hmm. It is impossible for him to do that. Well, in theory, in Naruto, I guess you could eat a chakra fruit and gain that power, but You get the idea, though.
Oh, but what about in the future timeline where he flicks the air and that air molecule does the butterfly effect, which actually eventually destroys Jupiter?
If that's possible, he'll see it. If that isn't possible, then he won't see it.
Well, there's infinite possibilities.
But is that an impossible thing? that
Well,
is
I
the
just
question.
conceptualized it.
Well, that's assuming that Koji sees all conceptually possible futures. So, can you literally get the air molecule reaction that leads to the nuclear reactor exploding and shooting its way towards Mars through the Raikage's chakra cannon? Well, if yes, then yeah, why not? He'll see it. But if that can't happen, then no. So,
Okay.
it all just depends.
Mm-hmm. So, I thought this was interesting, by the way. So, playing devil's advocate against Mello's position, the fact that Koji says before our future isn't simply one straight path, the fact that he says this may sound obvious to you, but... And he's applying this to all these speech bubbles. So this tells me this isn't some crazy groundbreaking thing and that we're probably looking way too much into this.
Yeah, because he's basically just saying, like, yeah, this might seem obvious, but, like, choices you make matter.
Yeah. Like, I don't think we should take this at face value and say this is, like, quote-unquote new as a concept in universe.
Well, it was never new, because, like we've already discussed, this is proving Neji wrong and Naruto right. And if you believed Naruto to be right, you already believe this.
I was talking about in terms of, like, multiverses.
Well, I still don't think Koji's talking about multiverses in the way that the average person thinks of a multiverse.
That's what I was saying, though, is that this would be evidence against that idea.
Yeah.
So this is something that you would point to Mello and be like, he's not talking about multiverses. Because you're saying this may sound obvious to you. Well, why is it sounding obvious? Does Boruto think the multiverses exist?
Here's the problem. If you say that to Mello, you already know what he's going to say.
I know.
Yeah, I thought that was obvious from the beginning.
I mean, yeah, because Mello's like, yeah, when I was first reading it, I was confused that other people weren't getting it.
Yeah, he's going to say that, whether he thought that or not. So.
Okay. Next, we have... Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't in the
I was going to say, you're already in the topics. Wow.
Yeah, I just want to double check. My biggest problem with Kawaki losing in every timeline is because his emotions are now meaningless. He just pathetically loses despite his conviction /love/hatred, and that's that. That's just bad, bro. Like, the code arc is just worthless to me now.
I'll say the saving grace here is if in the worst possible future, it's like because of Kawaki and Koji hasn't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, but in the worst possible future, he just loses. Like, he doesn't dig deep down to endure and overcome based on his love of Naruto or whatever other narrative shenanigans that are good. Like,
what if but hypothetically, what if the worst possible future is Kawaki winning?
Yeah, I mean, but based on what Koji
But then
said,
again, he does
not.
say Kawaki gets preyed upon.
Yeah.
So I don't think he does. Yeah, I think he just loses no matter what.
I mean, the fact that code winning timeline exists makes me a little bit sad for Kawaki. Again,
Kawaki,
he should win.
This actually,
I don't like that.
This proves Neji right. What's a failure? Always a failure. You can't change that. Yeah, Kawaki is just a failure in every timeline.
Yeah, like someone was saying in
that's
chat
not true.
earlier.
The timeline where Kawaki's a good guy, he's not a failure, so
God.
it's still not quite right. But
someone was saying in chat earlier that they don't like Kawaki anymore, and I'm completely agreeing. Like I'm washing my hands in Kawaki, bro. Like I used to defend this dude. I don't like him anymore after this chapter, just because of freaking Koji's nonsense. Koji ruined Two Blue Voice.
I like Kawaki in my Kawaki analysis.
I like him in my
and I'm gonna
Kawaki
cling
rewrite.
to that. Yeah, so I mean, there is a possible future outside of Boruto and Ikimoto's writing. He's good.
Yes. Okay, so based on what Koji explains, we have the worst possible future. No other possible future can ever be worse than that one. So this just means Amado's daughter just never revives or is a threat or whatever, and Koji knows Amado's plan, and it's just not that bad.
I don't think it necessarily means that, because again,
I mean, it's not worse than the one we
Koji
got.
could have just not gotten to that yet. Well, Koji could have just not gotten to the Amado relevance yet.
But what that means is that in no possible future is he going to do it within, let's just say, 3 years. So even in the best possible timeline where we deal with the Shinju threat, there's still going to be time after that to where Amado hasn't done anything yet. So at the very least, we know Amado isn't going to do anything during the Shinju invasion. He's just not related to it at all in any kind of meaningful way. In terms of whatever his grand plan
might be. It seems that
be.
way, yeah, but in theory, like I said, if, let's just say hypothetically, just like the Kawaki stuff, if Amado does the daughter nonsense, it's really bad, and that leads to how the Shinju win, that could still involve Amado's plans being bad. Like, that could be why the Shinju win, for example. So I wouldn't assume 100% guaranteed that he's not involved, but it definitely feels like he's less involved, yeah.
I feel like Koji would have mentioned at least the basic rundown, considering he was like, describing other things that was leading to the worst possible future. You know, Kawaki gets preyed upon.
I mean, yeah, but like, as it is, Koji's already doing things in a dialogue way that makes no sense, just like every other character. And from a plot writing perspective, I totally understand if they don't want to just reveal the Amado part at that early and they want to save it for later reveals. So,
but that's the problem with writing this ability in the first place. It's the writer's stupid idiot problem fault.
Yeah, because then it's like, why wouldn't Koji just start with the most important details?
Like, this is not just big for the audience, that'd be big for Boruto too. He was there when he learned about Akabe.
Yeah. Be helpful to know. Because Boruto could be like, hey, Kawaki, don't do Amado's plan.
But that's not only that. Like, Amado's example just one example of this larger problem. There can't ever be some crazy new twist in the future ever again. As long as Koji around, it's just not going to exist for the next, like, 3 minimum years. Like, those 2 Otsutsuki from the stone tablet that was broken, they just don't come for 3 years. We just know that as a fact now. It's not going to happen, ever. No possible future where it happens.
So again, I don't want to say necessarily it's guaranteed for what I just said about Amado, but like, yeah, probably not going to happen.
As of now, based on the information of how this ability's been explained poorly so far, until new context in the future comes out to change it, hopefully. Is what we got to work with.
I mean, honestly speaking, I hate to say it like this, but like, they might just, assuming that Ikimoto's ever gonna like address those 2 stone tablets, he might just have it be a thing to where Jura is a 10 tails of someone else. So basically what Kaguya did, but a different Otsutsuki. That's gonna be one of the 2 in the stone tablet. That's just Jura. And then whoever else for the other one. Maybe it's Shibai. Like, they could just do that, but that's kind of mid.
I know, bro. It's gonna be the worst.
Jura, I can understand, but the other one just being Shibai, that's so lazy. Like, have it be someone else at least. Or Shiki, please.
Yeah. Another thing this ruins is the fact that Ada's ability just isn't ever gonna lead to anything new or different. Ever, at all. Or there's also not going
Which
to
one
be
are you
any
referring
new
to?
abilities. Omnipotence in general. But same with Damon, he's never going to do anything crazy at any certain moment in time. Based on his whatever his
Yeah,
abilities are.
because, well, apparently they're not going to do anything at any moment in time. I don't even know why they created Ada and Damon at this point.
You know what?
Especially Damon.
The fact that Boruto is entirely ignoring Ada and Damon tells me that they're safe. In no possible future does Bug win. Otherwise, Boruto probably would have went there. At least told him.
Yeah, I mean,
We could make a clone to do it.
it seems like they just don't. It's weird. In all of Koji's futures, Ada and Damon just never do anything. They're just irrelevant. So, I understand Ada's used for her love charm and omnipotence with the role reversal, and then her love character arc. But honestly speaking, if Ikemen is saying, oh, but I created a character, I think about the role. So far, I am left asking, why did he create Damon? Was it literally just so Code could not get blown up by Kawaki? Is that the only reason he created this character?
That's so bad.
Like,
I don't care why.
it's just like, what is the purpose of
anymore.
Damon's character?
Just I'm cool and I'm happy.
I can't even say it's for comedic relief because he hasn't really been doing that in Two Blue Vortex. So
yeah. I mean, this also.
I mean, again, he can do whatever, whenever. But currently, I'm left asking, especially in light of Koji's ability, what is the point of Damon?
Yeah. I mean, this tells you no other big arcs are going to be more important than this. Like, this is the height of the heights, peak of the peak. Nothing is going to get crazier than this. And we basically just know the rest of the story. Just already. It doesn't elevate beyond
That's
this.
what's weird about introducing the worst possible future so early. Because, again, the Kawaki stuff can be related. But besides the Kawaki flash forward scene, it's just like nothing else is related. Like, again, unless it's Koji's gonna explain how X, Y, and Z is related, but it's like introducing a new villain and having Koji not mention them is just weird. So the only options you have are Kawaki flash forward scene and Amado shenanigans. If it's not them, then the Shinju just are the final big bad bosses, and they're just introduced at the first arc of the series.
God, bro. I'm telling you, this feels more and more like Samurai 8 every chapter. I'm getting worried it's going to end. I really am. But anyways, so the next one...
I mean, maybe they are going to do the 30 volumes thing, and they're just going to end Two Blue Vortex in 10 volumes, and it's already 30% of the way done.
Jesus. I can see it, bro. So
that'd be crazy, bro.
I know. This next one is just speculation, food for thought, just something to entertain ourselves with, not like an actual thing, but just for fun. Did Gamamaru/others have 10 directions, Shinjutsu, or a bootleg or weaker version of it? Or was it something different entirely? And then why do they have it in universe? How did they even get it?
I mean, I don't know why Gamamaru has it regardless, but he definitely had, whether or not they're going to write it in as a bootleg version of 10 Directions, regardless if it's literal connections.
They're not going to write it at all.
Practically speaking, yeah, it is just a bootleg 10 Directions. He gets dreams, and those dreams basically are 10 Directions, where he sees however many outcomes. The only one we know he saw 2 outcomes for. It was one or the other. But it's not as clear as Koji's either. So it's a very bootleg version. So he has to dream it, and then it's unclear. He only remembers certain details.
If I were to make some crazy headcanon conspiracy theory that's just wild, wacky, and out there, I would say the way he's doing this is like a mastery of not sage mode, but natural energy. Natural energy being like having some like water, nitrogen cycle with the environment or whatever. And through that, he's connecting through Ninshu to the environment, to the earth, to the divine tree, to the chakra fruit, to the Otsutsuki, to Shibai or whoever else is using 10 directions. And whenever they use 10 directions, because he's connected to it, Gamamaru also sees it, but only subconsciously, which is why he only sees it in dreams. Or whenever he's asleep is whenever Shibai decides to use it, coincidentally.
Shibai waits for him to fall asleep so that Gamamaru won't remember too much. That'd be funny.
I don't know, I could also see it being like the opposite of that, to where it's like Shibai's purposefully just using it like every morning at 7 a.m. He's like bright and early, up and up and at 'em. He's like, let's see how my day is gonna go. 10 directions, and then just every morning at 7 a.m. That's when Gamamaru's still asleep.
The time zones just work out, so that is when Gamamaru's asleep.
Exactly, yeah.
That's funny. You know, actually, speaking of Shibai, though, I guess in Koji's worst possible future, Shibai just doesn't do anything. He's not the villain nor the good guy. He just watches.
Yeah, he never comes down. Like, again, this ability just ruins every possible theory we could ever have. Like, the only way, without explaining something new, is just if Koji's just lying or holding information, in which case Mello's right, in which case I don't want Mello to be right.
Yeah, the other thing is, the anime with Toneri, soon the gods will descend upon this land. Is he referring to the Shinju or what?
Yeah. Like, really quick.
The Shinju are not gods, bro. They're fucking alien plants. Like, I'm not calling them gods. Like, I'm not looking at Hidari's dumbass and calling him a god.
It was definitely in response to Momoshiki and Urashiki, regardless if it made sense or not. But
I mean, yeah, it's definitely hinted at that way, but he's also inconsistent with things.
I know.
So they either made the dialogue not make sense in the anime, or they were just saying something vague and just going with it.
I mean, Toneri was a villain at one point, and then he's irrational.
I could say, what if they were referring to this to Suzuki Stone tablets because it's a Kodachi plot point? It got dropped.
Chance, bro. Not a chance he was doing that. It's crazy. I love it though.
Oh, there's still the Byakugo seal.
You know
stage of six fats ties that need to get explained.
Something that is actually realistic, considering Kodachi's work on the anime. Kodachi obviously had Kishimoto's original outline. He could have just been filling in that, like sticking to the original outline, whereas Ikimoto was changing it. So we've already moved away from whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kodachi might have been following the outline, and like obviously the outline is just an outline, but he might have been trying to follow the outline while expanding upon it in accordance with the outline.
Exactly.
Whereas Ikimoto might be doing more of his own thing.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that I wasn't saying that I don't think he was doing like, oh, this is a Kodachi plot point, so I'm just gonna fill this in here. I don't think he was gonna be doing that. But if it's a Kishimoto thing that was already established by that point, and Kodachi knew it, I could imagine him going in that direction, maybe. But even that's a little bit of a reach. But it's probably the most likely of this possibility.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting. Did you have your own wacky version of how Gamamaru could have, or what this is? Whatever this is, 10 directions.
Gamamaru could be, so if Shibai is, it's even better if Shibai is like a divine tree itself, or like the original divine tree or something. And if animals evolve from plant-like creatures like bacteria, then slowly but surely animals could have, come about from the divine tree. And long story short, after lots of evolutions later, the toads could be descendants of that divine tree, and Gamamaru could have strongly inherited the powers of Shibai. And what he manifested is the dream in 10 directions Shinjutsu.
You know what? I thought of another really, really, really stupid idea. So what if Shibai, regardless if he actually
Gamamaru is Shibai?
No, I wasn't saying that. So what if Shibai, when he like ascended or whatever, what if, just like as a contingency, he left his karma mark, but not on a person. He left it on this dimension itself. And so nature energy, the reason that it can turn you into a frog if you just absorb it, is just because that is the karma seal, and it is just working really quick and transforming you genetically into Shibai, but frog. Transforming your body genetically.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, just absorbing the karma still quicker or something. God. Okay. But you're right though. With Shibai, he's just not gonna come down. Like we just know that as a fact now. It's not gonna be a big event if he does. So it's like that's ruined as well. They're just ruining every tension thing they possibly can through this ability.
It's really just making things worse.
Literally, yeah. Ruins the future.
That's crazy because I like this ability a lot at first.
I still like it narratively, the fact that Koji has it, but it's not
the ability, it's what Koji says.
Well, no, it is the ability, but it's not the concept. It's not the concept, it is the ability. That's the problem.
Well, I think it's more just what the worst possible future is. The worst possible future just isn't that bad.
You know what? Let's just chalk it up to multiple things and call it a day. Okay. So, going along the Gamamaru idea is what Momoshiki has 10 directions. And why can't Momoshiki see his own destiny?
Definitely not.
But can see Boruto's clearly. Why is Boruto clear, implying every individual has a clarity level?
I don't think he has 10 directions. I think that's pretty much confirmed.
I mean,
fact that he was wrong.
He was just wrong, but why was he able to see something do be wrong in the first place? What ability is that? Is that a Shinjutsu? Is that a separate one? Is that 9 directions?
Yeah, it's the one direction. He sees one possible future. If it's wrong, oh well.
Of the infinite, he sees a 1. He's just banking on it.
But like, wouldn't he know this? Like, that's what I don't understand. Would he know, because he knows all Shinjutsu, wouldn't he just know that it's wrong? Or at least not guaranteed?
Yeah. Kodachi would have. Ikimoto wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I need them to explain that. Because if they don't, that just doesn't make sense.
I mean, do you think... What is Momoshiki after? Does he want 10 directions, possibly? Or does he not care? I don't know. Again, why can he see Boruto's fate clearly? He mentions because he has Byakugan blood. Could he frickin' see Hiyashi's just as clearly, but he frickin' was wrong anyways? I don't know.
Can he just see anyone's? Like...
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not like he knew Boruto had the blood of when he first looked. He just did it because he showed up. He was just curious.
Well, by that third act, when they were in Momoshiki's dimension, did he just already know that Boruto was... Like, I guess even if he knew he's Naruto's son, that doesn't necessarily mean that he understands that he's Himawari's son as well. Or sorry, Hinata's. That just wouldn't be conveyed.
Like, Boruto just was there. He looks over. And he's like, "Is that your child, Fox?" That he activates Byakugan, and he's just like, "Oh, he's got an interesting fate." Yeah. It was just like, okay, he just did it, and then he does it again when he gives the prophecy. Correctly, I don't know. Did Momoshiki see 2 different prophecies, or did he just double check the same one just to make sure he wasn't wrong?
I mean, it's funnier if he just sees 2 different prophecies and just banks on one of them.
He just banks on the second one.
Yeah.
Like, he sees the first one, and Boruto's just like really strong. Like, oh, that's interesting. But the second time he does it, oh yeah, you're gonna lose everything. I hope it's that one. Because why? Because I'm just like, why does he do the whole "I can see your fate quite clearly"? And so I would just be like, I already saw your fate, so I know it's bad. Like, why does he do it again?
God. What if the timeline that we got just is Momoshiki's first prophecy?
Yeah.
And ironically, him doing that, like, solidified that as his prophecy. Like, it's just whatever one he sees first. It's the guaranteed one.
Yeah.
Locks in the timeline. Okay, so
I'm still wondering, like, how things play out in Momoshiki's, like, origin. Like, what exactly changes?
Yeah, I would like to see
Like-
Todachi's story.
Like,
I
feel like
agree.
the only yeah, I don't know. Because I was gonna say it would make sense if in Momoshiki's version, maybe Sarada dies, but Boruto doesn't. And then it's because there's no Sarada, Sasuke doesn't turn and help Boruto and so on and so forth. But then he wouldn't see Sarada later in there with Mitsuki. So clearly she didn't die to Kawaki in Momoshiki's version. So
God. Okay. But I wonder what Rayn thinks about that. I love the way I do that. Everyone probably hates it.
we'll see if he joins.
Yeah. We can move to the. Oh, hey,
there he is.
Rayn.
What is wrong with you, bro?
Well,
What's
Rayn, what do you
good?
think about that?
Yeah.
All right, hypothetically, let's go into a world where I didn't hear what y'all were talking about.
Well, that's good that it's only a hypothetical.
Yeah, so
but-
if you could just elaborate on the hypothetical, that'd be perfect.
okay, scratch the hypothetical. In reality, I
Well, we were
didn't
hoping
hear
you could tell us.
what y'all were talking about.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
if
do you
we're
have any
focusing on the
theories?
realistic scenario. Because you said scratch the hypothetical, so
about
now we're
Boruto?
focused on reality again.
Yeah, just give all possible futures to us.
All possible. You think
Yeah,
I'm
just
coming?
every possible future you can think of. Just give it to us.
You're bound to get it. There's
For
infinite.
Boruto?
Yeah,
Uh,
take it away.
If you could give infinite answers too, that would be preferable.
what is wrong with this nigga, bro, why y'all doing this, bro? Yo, another topic was going on here.
Well, yeah, that's the questions that we were asking earlier. Is like when, where, why, and how do you think it's going to happen?
And who?
Well, we were already who was in the premise, so just when, where, why, and how for now. We can focus on the who later if we need to, but we already got that undercover.
Like, I feel like these boys are trying to confuse me, bro.
Can you elaborate on that?
Are we
Well,
talking
I
about
mean,
Boruto? Are y'all
can
talking
you?
about, like,
Yeah, can you
or
explain what
something?
you're confused about? Because I
So
feel like
then we can
space
clear
in
it
the
up.
audience
The
gets
topic.
it.
Is the topic. I want to know what the topic is that we're referring to. That's what I want to know.
Well, yeah, we
I'm
just
confused.
explained.
Like, have you been paying attention?
No.
Kind of rude, huh? Honestly,
I mean,
you're just
I
ignoring
just-
us.
I mean, our
just
attention
joined.
isn't free, you know. We're trying to monetize this channel.
It is. But it is free. I was watching for free.
Oh, I mean,
So you weren't paying. You were just like you're like the rich people avoiding their taxes. Is that what you're trying to say?
Rain, you know,
No,
time
just
is
like
money.
everybody else. I disagree.
Okay, do you not have an
Well,
electricity
Mr.
bill at the very
Krabs
least?
agrees.
I think money is time.
Oh, right.
And time is money.
Not the other way around.
Yeah, I think
No,
it is
no, it's both.
actually.
It's money is time and time is money.
Yeah, that is a saying. So there you
Mm.
go.
Are
Take that.
I mean, you're not monetized yet, so you're not getting paid for your time just yet.
Well, yeah, we're racking up interest.
Racking up inches.
Yeah, getting our due diligence.
When YouTube builds up the check, is it like back pay or?
Yeah, it's kind of like a loan. So, like, you're loaning us, or we're loaning you, but then you have to pay us back with interest.
Retrospectively.
We're talking about me.
Yeah, holistically.
I have
Well,
to
all
pay.
of you.
I'm not paying anyone.
Every possibility of you.
For me.
All infinite
possible
possibilities.
yous.
Yeah.
For me.
Of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and if you
just
could
see
actually
one-
describe that in exquisite detail, any
Yes.
theories you have, that's really what we're asking.
Especially in terms of when, where, why, and how. Now that we've
Well,
covered
So we already
them.
have the who. The who is you.
Yeah.
Well, I think in every possibility, I'm just still that nigga.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Don't
Rayn,
do
while
So
you're...
would you say you have more of like Moboshiki's ability? You just see the one possible future.
no, all of them.
The One Directions.
The one direction.
It's good.
Rayn, while you're here, let's go over some intro topics. Is there any Rayn-specific intro topics you can think of, Kamui? Oh, yeah, I can think of one right off the
Or
top
do
of
the
my
one that we
head.
already did.
So,
Oh yeah.
so Rayn, what do you think about
So wait,
Move's
Rayn, are you caught up
conversation
on
earlier
JJK?
today?
What was this screenshot? It was good out here. Yeah, he said Sukuna was the best written character in general, and I said no. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, but Rain, Sukuna taught lessons, life lessons.
But I mean, you look on the screen.
Life
my
save
rapid
lessons.
response. Gojo also taught lessons, but these life lessons are.
Well, he taught
life-saving.
life-saving lessons. He didn't teach life lessons.
I'd
Yeah.
argue a lesson that could save your life is often better than a life lesson.
As opposed to life lessons that can't
Why?
save your life? Can you think of a life lesson that cannot
Well,
save your life in any
well-
possibility?
Well, yeah, the ones that Sukuna made, it didn't save anyone. But the ones that
Well,
Gojo
what
made
life
saved a
lessons
lot
does
of people.
Sukuna teach?
Ask move. Ask move. I didn't make that statement. I don't even know. He's probably talking about the love statement that he was talking to Kajima about. I'm being
Bro, the love statement's nonsense. If anything, let's go with the Jogo one, where at least he teaches Jogo how Jogo could have been stronger.
I mean,
These are
yeah,
that.
he still killed him in the end. So I don't think that lesson saved his life at all.
I mean, honestly, Sukuna's not that great written of a character. Like he's no, actually, I saw Move say something about like he was arguing with like I think it was about Kurama, and he said Sukuna has character. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He has a personality, but he's got no character arc at all.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining. I was like, Sukuna's a very flat character from day one to now. Even when he died, he's just dude that goes around just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's just a strong guy who just kills people. Like there's been potential for them to reveal shit, and they haven't done anything. It's just is evil. That's it.
He's not a complex character at all. But Movie was
Yeah.
he was even trying to. If you go to the actual message and like scroll down a little bit, he was trying to argue that Sukuna's like an amazing person, as in like he's a good.
Oh
person.
yeah, I know. He said Sukuna did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
That's
that
a Move
was
thing to say.
crazy. I don't know. That's such a Move thing to say. It was,
Yeah, so Oodie, when Sukuna killed all those people in Shibuya, what do you think? Did he do anything wrong there, or was that all right?
Well, were those people living or just surviving? You know, the monotonous day to day. Do they even appreciate their life? So he was teaching them a life lesson.
by killing.
Well, yeah, because in that moment, they
By
probably
killing.
valued their life more than any other moment leading up to that moment.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
he was
domain-
making their life more valuable.
I mean, the domain was instant. I highly doubt they even comprehended.
Well,
that
Rayn, think
before.
about it this way. You can't appreciate something or know how much you appreciate until it's gone.
But the thing is, you're also gone, so you don't know anything.
Well, your life
can't
is
appreciate
gone.
anything.
Your mangled corpse is still there.
No, but it's not you. I mean, I guess that goes into like what exactly you would think you is.
Yeah, I
Is it
mean,
just your body, your soul, your mind.
so Rayn, are you telling
what
me
you
that
think
you
you
reject your
is.
physical body as a part of your identity?
I think it goes. I don't think it's hand in hand, but I think your physical body is part of you.
So
But I
Rayn,
don't think
look down at your left arm.
if
Whose
you
left
look
arm
at,
is that right now?
well, yeah, like I'm saying, I'm not saying your body isn't you, but I don't think that's what you is specifically. Like if you look at Gojo's body, I wouldn't say, oh, that's Gojo. No, that's Gojo's dead body.
It's a part of him.
There's a little difference.
It's
Yeah,
part
that's
of him,
exactly
but
it.
not
It's
all
part
of
of him, but
him.
it's not him. You know what I'm saying? It's part of him. It's his dead body, but it's not
Yeah,
Gojo
so if they
necessarily.
don't value their life and they lose their devaluement, have they even lost anything? Is no value
I
a
mean,
thing, or is it no thing? Nothing.
do you really think an entire city of people, like everyone in it, just didn't value their lives?
Can you point to someone in Shibuya who did value their lives? Any of those citizens?
I mean, I imagine someone holding like the side of a building, screaming for help would be someone
I think
valuing their life.
Mimiko and Nanako, Geito's adopted daughters, value their lives.
Well, they weren't a part of
Get them
Shibuya.
on their knees sweating
They
in
weren't
bed.
citizens in there.
Yeah, they were.
They visited
Well, they were in
Shibuya.
Shibuya and they were killed.
They went to Shibuya.
I mean, they're one of
I'm not
they're
counting
the
them.
victims I'm referring to, though. I'm sure a lot of people that were in
What about
Shibuya just
okay,
went
what
for
about
victims.
Nanami? Do you think Nanami valued his? I guess Sukuna didn't kill him, never mind.
And he's not from Shibuya anyways.
Well, no, I meant
Yeah,
the
to
people
be
in
from
Shibuya, whether or not they're
yeah,
from
I
there.
see.
Oh, no, I'm not counting
But
them.
Nanami didn't die.
Why not?
They're not from Shibuya.
You said
So?
So I'm removing them to make it easier for my side. I don't need a reason.
going on here? Why is he just slowly scrolling through the same screenshot? You want me to get you another one? What is this?
That's what we do around here, okay? Our visuals suck.
This is insane. Oh,
We need J-Man's visuals.
J-Man's good visuals, yeah. Hey, I'm just saying, Rayn, those people screaming bloody murder on the side of the building, you know why they were doing that? Because Sukuna was killing them. I bet they wouldn't be doing that screaming for the life if he wasn't killing them.
yeah, but you think that's a good thing, though?
Well, yeah, they were valuing their life in that moment. To its maximum
You
appreciation.
think they were? I think they would. I think they were also valuing their life before that.
Could you
It just wasn't
prove
like
that?
they was known in their body. Well, no, that's why I said I think.
You know what, Rayn? Show me any scene of someone screaming bloody murder on the side of a wall when they weren't being killed.
Bloody
And I
murder?
concede.
I mean, but I don't think you screaming bloody murder is a good thing.
Okay. Then they weren't
It's a
appreciating
bad
their
thing.
life.
I think they were. And
Wait,
if they,
hold on.
If they weren't
That's a
appreciating their life,
that's a claim right there. If they're not screaming bloody murder, then they didn't value their life. That's a statement.
Listen, you're thinking too much into it, Kamui, okay? You gotta take a step back.
What do you mean? You're thinking too much.
No. You gotta look at the holistic picture.
So what's the whole list?
And
That's it.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Then what?
Okay, I'm glad you agree.
They actually put this in intro topics.
Oodie, you should show Rayn the data book or the volume thing that we already looked at.
Hey, Rayn, there's no...
We'll let him
There's
read
no
it.
they. There's just a he. Okay? Take me out. I was not a part of this at all. If anything, I skull emoji to this.
I thought it was funny.
Can I remove this from intro topics? Why is this in intro topics?
I just wanted to show you it.
Okay, I'm removing this. Glad we had Rayn here for that. Okay, so Rayn, I don't think you've seen this yet, so this is great. So, what do you think about
Start
these
from the
characters?
left this time. Start from left to right.
Rayn, I'll let you take the honors. So go ahead and tell us who's all here.
Yeah, from left to right.
Naruto, Shikamaru, Sasuke, Amado, being.
Yeah, he's a very decisive character in the community as of recently. You know, I've made videos in support of
So
Being.
what do you think about Being?
But a lot of people
Do you
have
have any theories on what Being's next move is?
given Being a lot of hate.
Nah, specifically Being, I do not like as a character. I'm not gonna lie, he's very disappointing. He got his spot too. On several occasions, in his spotlight got ripped away from him on several occasions.
Okay, well,
I have no hope for him at all.
how about our antagonists?
Oh yeah, no, I have hope for Drew. I think Drew has a lot of promise,
Yeah,
and he's just got that aura around him.
So what you're saying is
I
that you
don't think
do
Hidori's
like
gonna-
our antagonists.
With the exception of Code, absolutely, or the exception of Being, I guess.
Yeah. So along with Being, who are our antagonists again? Just generally.
So you got Jorah.
Well, just generally.
Oh, the trees. Oh, holy trees.
Oh,
That's
yeah, the holy trees. Yeah, so
All right.
there you go.
So let's check out our protagonist.
Okay, yeah. Just forget the other elaboration. So just look at the protagonist now. Forget I asked. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Make it a little bit easier for you. There you go.
Walky and Boruto.
Yeah.
Ada, Damon, Sarda.
Wait.
Where are you getting Ada?
Or Damon.
What do you mean? Is that not Ada right there?
Well,
Oh,
I don't
You
see
mean
it.
breaking?
It's this
You mean
character's
breaking news?
Wait, why is that right there? I thought that was a watermark. What?
I mean, it just looks like a name to me.
Okay, so yeah, breaking news. It's the same as everyone else.
So
we have Damon.
I'm missing a Damon here. Where do you see Damon?
I mean, is there another one you would say that word?
You mean Damon?
Damon.
I mean, he is Damon, as Kitamaki would say, Damon.
Yeah, he is Damon.
Next character.
The strongest Mon. Speaking of Mons, we also have other races being introduced in the series.
Yeah, Sumerian. So what do you think about Sumerian race?
Where did you get this from?
Wait, hold on. I mean, let's come back to Sumerian here. What do you think about Mitsuki Uzumaki's character design in this particular panel? On the left there, Mitsuki Uzumaki.
Oh wow. Quite interesting characters out there.
Yeah.
And do you have any feelings about Himawari in the middle there?
I have a high suspicion that 2 words have been switched here. I wonder what they are.
Breaking news?
Huh. Oh, is it breaking news in Himawari?
Or I think I know one of the words. One of the words that Rayn has to be referring to is throw.
Oh, wait. I just
I
already know.
The village.
So
Rayn,
really quick, Rayn.
What do you think about this?
There is a synopsis.
Confirmed?
If you can read like this top line of the synopsis, it's really interesting.
The great ninja war is a thing of the past. Paper village now lives in the era of peace.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So, what do you think of the new confirmed
who
village
in the
Boruto
paper
era?
Village?
Conan.
That's what I said.
Conan for sure.
So, do you think Conan's gonna make a return as a Shinju?
Could be. Maybe she's got a kid somewhere. I'm not sure.
Is it possible?
What do you think the target of this Conan Shinju would be?
The target.
Yeah, you know, like Hidari's target Sarda.
Maybe Jura is Conan. Who knows?
Well,
Ooh,
considering
that could be cool.
Conan was backed into a corner and was dying when she was talking about how Naruto's gonna build a bridge to peace, I think her target would be the Great Naruto Bridge in the Land of Waves.
That's a good. I was thinking about the Naruto bridge too there.
Hmm.
What's also interesting is that Conan was the strongest before Obito did the Izanagi to make her not the strongest, and now Jura is the strongest. So it all tracks together. If Jura
It's-
just inherited Conan's original strength.
Yeah, it's
and then some.
possible that Conan countered Izanagi with her own omnipotence. Considering
By
Momoshiki
being the
did refer to
strongest.
it having been used multiple times in the past. So it would make sense.
You niggas,
And Conan has blue hair just like Ada, and they both possess omnipotence, so it makes sense.
you niggas are making my brain hurt.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, do you have any theories about breaking news? Speaking of blue hair,
Talking about the debate.
Breaking news.
Oh, it's
well, just about breaking news.
any theories about breaking news? I think they're gonna die. Personally,
Interesting.
How?
How so? And when?
And where and why? Since we've established the who.
Likely, specifically to the Shinju that's targeting her. I forgot which one it was. Oh, Bug.
Mamushi?
Huh?
Or sorry, the holy tree?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think he's gonna kill her.
Yeah, so how is he going to get past Mitsuki?
Probably. Mitsuki.
Yeah, Mitsuki's on
Mitsuki
his bodyguard
Uzumaki.
mission.
No, that's
Past
Himawari.
him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's Himawari is the guard duties. But
Mitsuki-
Mitsuki Uzumaki does have power that can tangle with Jura somewhat, so
True.
Mitsuki Uzumaki is pretty strong.
The same Mitsuki who lost to
Mitsuki Uzumaki.
holding back Boruto, and then the same Boruto got breast.
Well, no, Mitsuki Uzumaki is supporting Boruto.
Mitsuki Uzumaki. Am I lost?
Yeah, she thinks that Naruto is still alive and
Yeah.
that Boruto didn't kill their parents.
I just realized. To be fair, she did have some good things against Jerk, but I think she still isn't up there yet. I think she will be.
So how strong do you think Himawari in Sage mode is compared to Mitsuki Uzumaki with the Karama mode?
Personally, it's hard to argue exactly where Mitsuki is. The only thing you can say is he's below Boruto. But Boruto's put damn near the exact same effort in every single fight besides with the ones with the Shinju. And even in that, don't know where they are. So it's kind of hard to say exactly where Himawari is. But I mean, Mitsuki, the
Mitsuki
Sage
Uzumaki.
mode dude is hard to say what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think yeah, Mitsuki Uzumaki. I personally, this is my top one. That's my agenda. I got over Kawaki and Himawari right there. So that's my agenda.
So who do you think is stronger between Himawari in Sage mode and Kawaki with the Karma Seal?
Are you talking about V2?
Well, you can do V1 and V2 separately.
Yeah, I think he might have Kawaki with V1. But I think the author isn't showing us V2 for like reasons. Whatever those reasons are, I'm curious. But I think the fact that we just haven't seen it, it's like the author's just holding that power back until Kawaki really goes all out. Because he just gets low diffed like every time we see him. So the second he really squares up, I think he's gonna activate it. And then we're gonna see like 100% Kawaki. But yeah, I think Mitsuki loses. I think Himawari loses to Kawaki.
I got you.
Interesting.
Okay. I have another thing that I want to show you, Rayn. I'm really genuinely curious what you think about this. This is Kashi and Koji during his fight against Ishiki in particular. feel free to read this and tell us your thoughts. What's happening here?
He's randomly shrinking everything he catches sight of. Is he planning to destroy this whole space?
Yeah.
What do I think of it?
So,
I think
yeah.
Shinju was like, I think Shinju was likely trying to destroy all of it. Yeah. I don't think he was trying to. He was just using it to the point it was like, damn, they're going to.
So, can Ishiki shrink the dimension, seemingly?
What dimension?
This whole space. He can shrink everything. This whole space.
Yeah, but they aren't in a dimension. They're just in a room.
Well, he's in this whole space.
Oh wait, no, that doesn't mean literal like conceptual space. That's not what he's talking about.
So
nah, he's not referring to like
so Rayn.
The space and time. Not talking about that.
So Rayn, can Kawaki shrink the Daikokuten dimension?
No.
Can Kawaki shrink the Earth dimension?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's impossible necessarily. I just think, why does he Taylor Swift at the bottom of your bar? Anyways, my bad. I don't think it's impossible. I just think from the position Kawaki exists in, and I don't think he's strong enough or have enough chakra to do so. If he were able to shrink some type of space, it would have to be below him. In terms of like, I think dimensionality would have to be below him. And he'd also have to be able to use a lot more chakra than he currently has, so I don't think he can. But this, what are you talking about in this? He's obviously talking about the room, no? Like not literal space.
Yeah, but that's really interesting though, because why does Koji consider shrunken things as having been destroyed? For example, if I buy a little girl like a dollhouse, I'm not going to consider that a destroyed colossal mansion.
Well, Ishigi's not only shrinking things, but he's also enlarging them.
Well, he's like pulling them from Daikokuten.
Manga. Well, not necessarily. He's like shrinking the pillars, and he's like just throwing them. So like if he was just only shrinking stuff, there wouldn't be anything to worry about because he's just shrinking stuff. But he's also like enlarging them and throwing them back. So I think that's what he's referring to when he says he's.
Well, Koji didn't know that he could do that though, because he was surprised, and then Ishiki explains that he can do it.
Well, no. Jigen was doing it.
Jigen was like doing weird. So Jigen was instead of what Ishiki did was different. What Jigen was doing was throwing tiny rods and restoring their size. Ishiki is summoning them from Daikokuten, which is fundamentally the same idea, but there's a little bit of a difference.
Well, what do you think the rods came from?
It doesn't make any sense. I guess Jigen's just carrying them with him.
I highly doubt that. I think he's obviously pulling them from the dimension.
Well, okay, if I'm honest, I don't care about the rods.
Why did Ishiki stop doing that? Because that was the most OP move ever.
Forget the rods. What I'm way more interested in, did he have that tiny table underneath the table that Delta kicked the first time he used it?
Did he have it under the table?
Yeah, just a very tiny table
full of already.
Food.
No, I'm pretty sure he just put it in the dimension, same with the wine glass that he got from Koji.
In fact, what if it's like Matryoshka dolls, where he had like 5 nested layers worth of tiny tables underneath that tiny table?
Or he's just
like what if Delta just kicks that one?
He's just been through this with Delta so many times, he just has new tables. It's crazy.
I still think it's hilarious. I love that scene. He just whips out a new table.
So this is interesting. Do you think if Jigen had a shrunken piece of food, I think its mass or weight at the very least would be smaller, less than? Would it contain the same amount of nutritional value?
No. I think when the items. Oh,
What about caloric value?
You know, well,
Might
here's
be the
the
same
thing. Matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So if the amount
Energy
of matter
cannot be created nor
decreases because
destroyed.
the size decreases, then the energy should actually increase.
This is fiction. What is he talking about?
Comparatively, yes. So it should have the same caloric value,
No.
just more condensed. No? So hypothetically, Rayn, if Jigen enlarged a bowling ball that says it is a 5-pound bowling ball on it, would the bowling ball still be 5 pounds if it's enlarged?
If the bowling ball is enlarged, it just says 5 pounds. If he shrinks, it's not going to be 5 pounds anymore.
Oh, but it says that it's 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Bowling
They'll be
balls,
inaccurate.
yeah, bowling balls can't lie. They're not sentient.
They also can't tell the truth.
Okay, you
Based on that
got
same
me.
reasoning. What is gonna? What the hell? What did
Yeah,
he
okay,
try to
fair
pull
enough.
with it? How long have you been streaming?
Yeah, a couple hours. The stream ended at
Probably a
one
few
point.
hours.
So,
Do y'all need the outro?
yeah, go for it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Alright, so, appreciate y'all for coming and tuning into the Walky Talky podcast. We've been going strong, gaining a lot of subscribers lately. I'm glad to see the numbers going on. I'm really proud of the boys that's been doing the channel. They've been putting in work with the clips and everything. The guests they have on, it's incredible. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please like the video. It really helps these niggas here, bro. They do way too many podcasts for way too long, just for y'all not to hit the subscribe button. And appreciate y'all for coming out, but it is late. People do want to sleep. Yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. Make sure to keep on notifications so y'all can peep the next live stream, because I do not believe they're on time at all. So for y'all to make sure y'all can tune in the second they go live, y'all turn on notifications. But with that being said, we'll see y'all next time.